Oh, some changes here this week. We are joined with Eric, Karen's brother. He's taking the place of Matt, who I assume has started church. I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
I didn't talk to him today. Talked to him yesterday.
And also Karen is here, obviously.
Yeah, hi.
Hi,
Say hello,
guys.
Eric.
Hi.
You want to tell the people what some of your hobbies, what you're into.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Give them your dick size. I mean,
Well, we don't have a centimeter ruler here, so.
He likes to frolic through the fields.
Tulips.
The tulips, yeah, the tulips. He likes sunny days and walks on the beach.
We do need that little board.
Because
The
bumps.
Well, like, I was just thinking of that tiptoe through the tulip. You know
Oh,
that song?
yeah,
that's what I was seeing.
I was like seeing that in my head with the stick figures running through.
So anyway, so everybody give a warm welcome to Eric, and if you, like I said, as always, hit us up on Facebook and all that good stuff, and comment on the videos that are on YouTube now. So do that and shit. I mean, obviously, everybody shits.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying like, do that and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But also shit, because that's healthy.
Probably daily.
Daily,
You should do
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well,
Don't
Are you
fall
okay
over
over there?
I'm fine. Anyway, today, this week in news. Gonna get some news. Fuck. Okay, so well, actually, I'm gonna start out with some trailers. John Wick 4 has a new trailer. I don't know if you guys seen that yet.
No, I
No,
didn't.
not
You
yet.
haven't seen it?
Mhm.
It's pretty sweet. Just saying, Bill Skarsgård.
I know, it's my dude in it.
He's like, I think he's
I
Russian
didn't
or
know.
something.
Yeah, like I didn't know that a new trailer had dropped for it though.
Yeah, there's a new trailer
Okay.
for it. Just came out yesterday or the day before.
Okay, well I'm not too far behind then. Nobody told me.
Also,
Shut up.
Evil Dead Rises. There's a new trailer
Oh,
out for
yeah.
that. So I don't know if anybody knows or not, but I'm pretty much like, I have fantasies about Bruce Campbell. Well, not like sexual, but I mean like where he's my dad. No, I love Bruce Campbell. He's a shit, but obviously he's not in this one. This is, I
Like
assume,
he's involved, isn't he? Like
He's
all
just
the
a
original
producer, yeah.
players are like
him
producers or
and
something,
him and
right?
Sam Raimi are both producers. This is not a returning cast
Right.
from the other Evil Dead remake.
No.
I don't even honestly know if this is a sequel to that one or if it's a sequel to. I would assume it's a sequel to that one.
The way I understand it, the way they're taking the series is that none of them are going to be like connected. It's just all going to be like in the same universe.
But with the same book.
Yeah, the same book. I mean, just yeah.
Okay. I'm
The
okay
book
with
is
that.
the only connector.
I'm okay with
it's
that
just
because
all
honestly,
happening in the same
this is one of them
universe.
franchises that you could literally take anywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could do anything you want with it and it'll work out just fine. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, it looks more like it's taken away from not being a comedy like the other ones were. Other than the first Evil Dead 1 was supposed to be a horror movie,
yeah.
but the other ones just kind of turned towards the comedy. But this
Yeah, the
one's-
remakes. The remakes are more serious and dude, I love the remake.
I did too.
Like if I had a countdown of like my favorite remakes of all time, like horror remakes of all time, it would definitely be in my top 5.
Oh, I agree. I mean the gore.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
there's
The gore.
the gratuitous amount of it.
Yeah, well, the girl that plays in it, the main girl, I've seen her in a bunch of other stuff. She was in Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
She's been in all kinds of stuff, and
Yeah.
I think she's great. I love her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, and she was also in the first season of Shameless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
forgot about
got
that.
replaced after the first season
Yeah.
with another girl. I think it was a salary thing or something. Or, I
Well,
don't
she
know.
was worth it. They should have paid her more.
For sure, yeah. Because I think the girl that they brought in to replace her, because I think
Yeah, 'cause
they
she
might have
played,
they might have wanted her to do nude scenes.
Wasn't it like Nikki's sister or cousin
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
her sister. Yeah. So anyway, so those are the only 2 trailers that really struck my interest for the week. But I do have quite a bit of news here. Well, a little bit of news.
You check out those 2 trailers I told you, was it last week?
Which ones?
Oh hell. I'd have to go through their messages.
I probably did.
You just don't remember.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I see so many trailers throughout the week that I'm like, I need to start remembering them, or at least screenshot them, and I never.
Yeah.
Oh, that Skinamarink. That movie.
What is it?
Skinamarink.
You sent it to me.
Yeah. Well, I sent you the names, and then Infinity Pool.
I saw the Infinity Pool one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
What's Skinamarink about?
It's supposed to be a horror.
Oh. It sounds really familiar, that's why I'm asking.
I'm trying to.
Check out those trailers. Those look pretty neat.
Yeah, we'll check those out. So there you go. Like, if you have anything to add,
Yeah.
go ahead and add it. I mean, like, if I'm like telling news and you have
Oh,
a little bit of
we
news of your
all
own,
we all just
yeah, just chime
barge in on
yeah,
each other's
just chime
shit.
in. I have no problem with that whatsoever. All right, well, on the scope of news here, I have a little bit. So first off, I'm sure everybody's heard about this, and if you haven't, then okay, whatever. I'll let you know now. Jeremy Renner was in a critical accident where
Yeah.
his own they call them snowcats or something like that, but it's essentially a snowplow, and apparently he was helping a family member plow out or get unstuck in some snow, because I guess they got a lot of snow here. I think he lives in, where does he live? Somewhere up north. Somewhere north. It's a different state.
Buffalo.
No,
North
is it
Dakota.
It's not Idaho, is
No,
it?
I don't know.
It's a northern state. They got a shitload of snow, and he was out helping a family member of his get unstuck or whatever. Something happened where he essentially got ran over by his own snowplow, and I guess it completely shredded his leg. He was in critical condition, like bad condition, and but he went through surgery, and I guess he came out okay, but I guess he's still like.
Did you see the post he put out?
Um,
It's just his face.
yeah,
Like,
he's
was
all beat up and shit.
like he looked swollen, but otherwise,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I just hope he's okay.
I hope he's all right. I've heard he's one of those guys that's had a little bit of controversy around him, with a former relationship or something like that, in a marriage. But that's neither here nor there. I would never wish anybody to harm upon anyone like that.
I think it's kind of one of those Keanu Reeves situations, or not Keanu Reeves, but Johnny Depp situations. But that's just
Yeah, it could be, honestly. Also, some more news here. Violent Night reaches 72.8 million at global box office over New Year's weekend.
Hell yeah.
That's good because it's a good movie, and it's a good action flick, and it's a good Christmas movie, and it's got plenty of gore, and David Harbour's the shit.
Yeah, he is.
It's got
So,
a lot of gore in it.
There's a lot of gore.
Did you
The only
watch
one-
it?
Did
I
you
haven't
watch
seen
it?
Yeah, I watched
See, the
it.
only thing I didn't like about it was John Leguizamo. He was kind of just boring. He wasn't fun in the movie at all. His henchmen were more of a standout than he was.
Yeah. Which is disappointing.
That is
because
very
John
disappointing.
Leguizamo is great.
Yeah, I heard he really did because the Menu just came out on digital. I really want to watch that because I guess John Leguizamo was also in that, but I guess he really does a good job in that.
Mm.
So I'll be checking that out.
Yeah, I want to watch that Violent Night last Tuesday when me and Kendra went on that trip.
Oh,
Okay.
you watched it in theaters?
Yeah, we went to that AMC there in Newport.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
you contributed to that
Yeah,
actually.
maybe
to that
it's a little-
78 or
just a little
72
bit.
million.
Good job, Eric.
Good job.
But it is well worth the watch. I mean,
Oh, for sure, yeah, check it out.
I thought.
Check it out, people. A little bit more news here. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling to do a Ocean's 11 remake. It's going to begin filming soon. Don't ask me why. I don't fucking know, because why would they want to remake another series that's already been... The Ocean's 11 franchise has already been remade.
This would be the third
This
time.
is the third time it's being made. So...
And what was wrong with George Clooney's version?
Yeah.
It was fine.
I don't know. It's
Just not too
I'm
long
over
ago.
it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
not
over
gonna
it.
watch it. And I like Ryan
I
Gosling.
love
and
Ryan Gosling
Margot
and
Robbie.
Margot Robbie. I think they're both great, but this is dumb. I'm not,
Mhm.
and they're coming right off of Barbie too. Both of them are.
Yeah,
They're both doing Barbie.
and
together.
Barbie looks awesome. I kind of can't wait for
For
that.
what I've seen of
Yeah, the teaser. Come on, it's gonna be
I
great.
don't think I've even seen the teaser. For
Oh,
it.
you should watch it.
It's not. There ain't much to it.
No,
but
but
what
it
you do get to
looks
see are
epic.
like okay.
Yeah, it looks epic.
I don't know. I'm not really sure if it's trying to pick fun at itself or if it's like.
I think it
It's
totally
definitely
is.
not taking itself seriously.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it totally is. I think
So-
that they know damn well what they're making.
Yeah, I think so too. It's definitely not going to take itself seriously. I know that,
Yeah.
but it'll be interesting. Also, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel is now casting its leads. So they're casting calls for leads in a Gladiator sequel, which everybody knows the original starred Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. It's epic as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. So that's interesting. And everybody loves Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott's his man. And also Drax, the man who plays Drax, Dave Bautista, says that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be the last time, his last appearance in the MCU. He says he wants to step away from the role because he doesn't want Drax to become his legacy.
Sure.
Yeah.
He said that he wants to start getting into more serious roles and doing more drama and things like that, which is awesome because, to be honest with you, like, Dave Bautista came out of wrestling.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler along with, like, and I could say even the same thing for John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So I like those two more than I can say that I like The Rock in a lot of ways, because The Rock, he's an okay actor, but he's never done anything really serious.
He has a formula, and
Yeah.
he sticks to it, and that's all he does.
He does action. He's an action guy. Whereas, like, I've seen Dave Bautista act, man. He can act. He's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him, what movie was, I can't remember what it was, but it was kind of like a post-apocalyptic, like, sort of dystopian film, and he played, like, this very just depressed dude. It almost reminded me of The Last of Us. And he played, what's that dude's name from The Last of Us? God damn it. The main character.
I don't think I've played that game.
No.
I've been wanting to.
But it reminded me of that a little bit, not with all the zombies and shit, but
Yeah.
but he just put in a really good, like, he just was in The Glass Onion. He's in that new movie, that new M. Night Shyamalan movie coming out called
I don't want to see that.
Knock at the Cabin Door.
Yeah.
So he's putting in the work to become more of a serious actor. He doesn't, his deadpan humor in Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome. I love it, and he's funny.
Yeah.
But I love this. I want to see him do more. Like, he was great in what was the name of that movie? Army of the Dead. It was on Netflix, the Zack Snyder movie.
I haven't watched that yet.
It's good, and he gives a good performance.
I keep
but it's an
hearing
action
good
movie.
and bad things about
It's
it.
good,
so.
but I think that it was more. It could have been a lot better, I guess.
Okay.
It's still good though.
I know there's a new movie coming out. I can't remember what it's called yet, but it's got Dave Bautista in it. He's it's basically they go to this cabin.
Knock at the cabin door.
Knock at the
That's
cabin,
a yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one looks
That
good.
one
It looks really
pretty
good.
and he's
I think he's gonna kill it. In
Yeah.
that, so, but I think he's gonna do great. I think he's got a big future in Hollywood.
Well, he's wearing glasses in that one, so you know you have to take him seriously.
Yeah, you gotta take him seriously. Let's see here. Evil Dead Rises. I think that's it. That's pretty much all the news I think I have this week. Yeah, that's it. So, what are we on to? What you guys been watching?
Not much for me.
No?
No, really. Watched American Horror Story season 11, the New
Yeah.
York one.
Oh yeah, how'd that feel?
I hated it. Oh, I hated it for so many reasons.
I haven't liked the American Horror Story since season 2. Season 2 was
No,
good,
I
and
liked
then
I
after that-
liked all of them except for I didn't like Cult and I didn't like this one, and I mean there's been better ones obviously than others, right? But this one I feel like he really dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Like really.
Who is it? Ryan Murphy? Is it who does the fucking American Horror Story shit?
It's Ryan Murphy and Brad
Yeah.
Falchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm done with it, man. I've been done with it. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea anymore.
It's so bad. And then Jeremiah had never seen the Roanoke season. So
I've never seen it either.
we rewatched that one because I really do like that one.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated it, but I really liked it. And then we watched What We Do in the Shadows because he's never seen it.
The movie?
The movie.
Fucking love it.
He's
dude.
never seen it, and I want to watch the show. And his whole thing is like, "Well, I got to see the movie first." And I'm like, "You're gonna fucking watch
don't
the
have
movie
to.
then?" No, you don't.
Yeah, you
But
don't have to.
I'm like, "You're gonna fucking watch the movie so that I can watch the show."
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
all.
the
That's all
movie's
I watched.
amazing. I
yeah.
started this show and didn't finish it, but that's because I probably got distracted with something else.
Yeah.
But the
forgot-
show's just as good.
I forgot all about the part where he turns into the cat. Like that kills me every time when he turns into the cat. You walk
I don't
in the
know
room.
the actor's name, but he's also in Our Flag Means Death. Is that what it is? It's on HBO Max. It's Taika Waititi. He plays Blackbeard.
Okay,
It's a pirate show.
I gathered that.
I'm pretty sure it's called Our Flag Means Death, or Our Flag. Yeah,
Which vampire was he?
it's not a vampire. It's
Oh,
pirates.
No, which vampire was he in? What we?
He
Do
wasn't a
in the Shadows?
vampire. He was a werewolf.
Oh,
He was with a werewolf.
was he the human guy that they didn't want to turn, and he ended up turning into a werewolf?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
Because they were trying to protect him all the time, and then he ends up getting turned into a werewolf later, and they're like, ah, damn it.
Maybe he's got kind of like a reddish hair.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
him. Then
okay.
I think.
I fucking love
Yeah.
that guy, dude.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's amazing in Our Flag Means Death. If you haven't seen it, it's
No,
on
I
HBO
haven't seen
Max. It's got Taika Waititi, and it's another one of his shows.
Yeah.
Kind of like What We Do in the Shadows. It's just like one of those sort of shows that like kind of picks fun in a fun way at pirates. And dude, it's fucking hilarious.
It's funny we were watching.
Because he's a pirate that doesn't want to do bad. They call him the gentleman pirate because he's a gentleman. He's not like all scurvy, you know. And he's like, so it's fucking hilarious. And and the whole thing is like he's trying to teach Blackbeard to be more of a gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
and because he wants to get like Blackbeard has like this taste for fancy things,
Yeah.
you know. So
I love the part in What We Do in the Shadows, and it was just really funny to me because Jeremiah brought it up, and I never even thought about it. But when they're giving the Deacon shit about doing the dishes, like, you're supposed to do the dishes. That's your chore. And he's over there and he's doing the dishes, and he's like, this is bullshit. And then he talks later about having his familiar, and he makes her do everything. He's like, why did he make her do the dishes? And I was like, I don't know.
what's his name from the IT crowd is in the show.
Royal Dowd. Is that it?
I think that's his name.
Or-
He's the boss from
Oh.
IT crowd. I can't remember his name. He's a stand-up comedian. He's very deadpan.
Oh, are you talking about the no, that's not Royal Dowd then. That's I never remember his name.
I can't remember his name. He's the bearded guy. He's
Yeah,
got
the bearded guy.
And he's very pretentious and very
Oh yeah.
like I think it was that show. No, it wasn't that. It's because I remember seeing a scene of him walking through the streets like hitting on women. Like there's this one scene where he walks up and he's like, this woman's carrying like this fucking fish tank. He's like, oh, let me help you with that. And she's like, oh, thank you. He's like, so where are you going with it? And she's like, right down here to my moving in with my boyfriend. He's like, fuck you.
He
And
drops everything
throws it
on
on
the
the ground and breaks it and shit and just walks away.
I love when she invites him all over to her apartment for like a party or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And she's like,
Be
like, just be natural.
And they're like trying to be stand
Like-
natural. They're like more natural. Like
they have no idea
they're like,
how
how
to
do you be
stand.
natural? Fucking
There's so
hilarious.
many good parts in
There
that
are.
show.
I love the IT crowd. It's so good.
Oh yeah, me too.
Sorry.
That's all I watched. Yeah.
All right, Eric, what you been watching, son?
Well, I watched Wrongfully Accused with Liam Neeson.
That sounds terrible.
It's funny. It's a parody.
Oh, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's
if it's an action movie, that
I mean,
sounds
Leslie
horrible.
Nielsen.
Yeah, Leslie.
Oh, okay. I was
Sorry.
like,
I was thinking. Yeah,
For a second, I'm
Leslie.
like, wait, that doesn't sound right. It's
Yeah,
Leslie
Leslie.
Nielsen. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
based.
Say,
It's
Liam
like
Neeson. I've never heard
it's a
of
parody of The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mostly.
Wait, I think I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have seen that.
It's an older movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched Masters of the Universe.
Like the one with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have not
went
seen
to
that
I went
one.
to the dark side there for a second.
Jesus, Christ, I haven't seen that movie in
Oh,
years,
it's terrible gold.
It's
But-
got Courtney Cox.
But
in
the
it,
thing
doesn't
about
Yeah.
it is like that's one of those movies they started out with a great budget and it was supposed to be
Yeah, I
big.
think we talked about that
Yeah.
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, they started out with a great budget and then like
if they would have just stayed in, the He-Man universe,
Well,
instead of bringing
Yeah,
it
they
to
brought
the
it to like
urban-
our world.
But
or
that's
whatever.
the thing. That's when they ran out of money.
Yeah.
They had everything in Eternia, like with all this money,
Yeah.
and then like they pulled money out of it, and then like, oh, we're out of money, so
Well, let's
bring it to Earth.
We have to rewrite this a little bit.
Yeah, like,
Instead of the final battle taking place in front of this giant, awesome castle, we're gonna do it in the back of this back alley.
yeah, pretty much,
much.
pretty much.
So,
But it's still, one of those movies that I used to watch when I was a kid. It was on.
I haven't seen it in so long, man. But dude, Dolph Lundgren was fucking jacked.
Mhm.
Dude, he was jacked.
You remember Don't Break Into His House?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching a commercial of it was I don't remember what it was for. It was like insurance or something, and it was in like a dance club or a bar, and Skeletor is in the bar, and then He-Man walks in,
Oh,
and they do the parody of
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty
Yeah.
Dancing.
Dude, they play
that
the
might
song
be one
and
of
they-
my all-time favorite commercials.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it was He-Man that lifts him up, or lifts
Yeah,
up
he lifts up
Skeletor.
Skeletor,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I-
song.
Yeah, that's great.
Is that all you watched?
That's pretty much all I watched.
Hey man, that's okay.
I mean-
Sometimes we don't watch anything.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids, it's hard for me to watch anything in the living room, so I have to go
Right.
hide in my room to watch
That's
anything.
Not me.
focus
I'm just
on.
mean to my kids. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch this.
My kids don't like
Chris
me,
was
so.
like, they're just kids. I don't give a shit.
Throw something at
My
them.
house.
He's,
I will
he's
lock you in
quiet
the
now.
basement.
I knocked his ass out.
Yeah, punch him right in the face. I don't abuse my kids and I don't condone it.
I might throw things at them.
Stuffed animals and things of that sort. Or shoes sometimes.
Shoes. Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
I watched a little bit this week. So back to the John Wick thing. We were in the mood for a movie one night, so me and Crystal threw on the first John Wick, and our 7-year-old was like hanging out with us, so like he was started watching it with us, and he saw a puppy. He's like, "Oh, a puppy!"
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
And I was
god.
like, "Yeah, I wouldn't get too attached to that puppy."
Oh god.
And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "You'll see." And so the puppy dies, and he didn't cry or nothing. He's like, he just looked at me, and I'm like, "Don't worry, he fucks them all up." And he's just like, "Okay."
So he was good
So
with that.
so once that part broke into, whenever they came into his house and attacked him, like the second time or whatever,
Mhm.
whenever they send the hit squad in on him, that's whenever he really got
the
interested.
light came back.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh." So-
Good.
So he watched the whole movie with us, and he fucking loved it. He's like, "I really like that movie, Dad." I'm like, "Yes,
So he likes action.
winning."
movies.
You know what I mean? Like, yes. So he loved it, and he wanted to watch it the next day. So he took my Blu-ray up to his room, and I didn't see it for 2 days.
Mm.
So I went up and I'm like, "Dude, what the hell?"
That's how Jack was with Venom for like
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, you can't do that. You can't take my movies and go up to your room and never return them." I was like, "That's
Yeah.
not. I'm not fucking Blockbuster, dude. I'll whoop your ass.
I think I got
I will
mine.
hunt you down and fuck you up."
You saw Mom's Deadpool.
That's what I
Bro,
told
she
her.
doesn't listen to this. She's like, "Give me my fucking movies
Right.
back."
Yeah, I'm very weird because like whenever there's a movie missing, they lean.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, that drives me nuts. I'm like, that's got to go back in that hole.
OCD's
Yeah.
kicking
Yeah.
in every time you look.
I'm like, I have a collection here, and I expect it, you know.
Go by and your eye starts twitching.
Right. So I've been slowly watching The Midnight Club, which is a God damn it, what's that fucking guy's name? He did Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan. It's a Mike Flanagan series on Netflix, and it is really hard to get through that show because it's just not as. It's
It
not.
started out strong, but
No, not really.
oh no.
No, I'm on episode 6. I think there's 10 episodes. I'm on episode 6, and I've been watching it since it came out, which was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's like, dude, I think Midnight Mass might be one of my all-time favorite miniseries. It probably is my all-time favorite.
I gotta watch that.
I
Still.
fucking, dude, that is one of the best miniseries I've ever seen. Like, but, and that's also Mike Flanagan. But for this, man, I'm having a hard time getting through it.
Yeah.
I'm not digging it. I'm not liking the characters. I get the concept, and I think some of it's cool. It's just that a lot of it is it's just kind of like it drags and
Yeah.
drags and drags. But I'll finish it eventually. The same case with Dead to Me. I don't know if anybody's seen that.
Yeah, I haven't watched the new series,
I'm
but
on
I've
season
got to
3,
finish it.
man. It came out whenever it came out.
Or the new season, I mean.
Yeah, I'm on like episode 3 because I'm like, I just can't. I can't. It's been, for one, like we started watching, we're like, fuck, what happened? Because it was so long ago.
But
that
don't they do the recap? Do they?
They do, but like I don't really like. You gotta understand. Not only are we lost, not only were we lost going back into it, but we're also lost every time we watch an episode because that's how far. Like,
they're spaced out.
yeah, I'm
for you.
spacing them out for some reason. Like I was like, oh, we could do this, and I'm like, fuck, what's even going on, That's just how uninterested I am in this show now. Like the first 2 seasons.
Oh man, I was like hooked.
Yeah,
for
the first 2 seasons were good, but like this one's just like, it's not pulling me in at all. But it could just, maybe I'm just not giving it enough time. Also watched Gudetama. It's on Netflix.
The fuck?
Okay, so it's kind of like a kid's miniseries, I think. I don't know. It's about like a chick in a egg yolk. But like they hatch inside this refrigerator inside this restaurant. It's Japanese or something.
Seems like something
But it's
Triple
dubbed.
Massive
It's
watched.
dubbed. Yeah. Well, I was like, I saw previews for it. I was like, that looks kind of endearing, kind of cute.
Okay.
And I was like, Jackson was sitting there, my son, he's sitting there with me, and I'm like, I'm eating my lunch. I'm like, yeah, we'll check it out, for an episode or 2. Well, I turned it on.
He really wanted to watch it, not Jack.
I am the one who wanted to watch it. And I turned it on, and like at first I was like, oh, this is kind of neat, It's a little chick, and he's like halfway in his egg, and he's like, we're gonna go find our mommy. And the yolk is very like passive. So he's like, yeah, whatever, shit like that. He's just like, I mean, we could, but why? Things like that. So the yolk is very like, I don't know, like if Wednesday was an egg. So kind of like that. Doesn't really care. So I got into about 2 episodes of that, and I was like, this is kind of dumb. And I looked back at Jackson. I was like, do you like? Because all the episodes are only about 10 minutes apiece.
Oh, okay.
So I looked at Jackson. I was like, do you like this? He was like, eh. Kind of just shrugged his shoulders. I'm like, eh. I figured he'd be into it if anything.
Sure.
I don't think he was getting into it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, we got through like 3 episodes, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this. So yeah, and last but not least, I finally checked out Terrifier.
Yes.
So I was not. The only reason why I want to watch Terrifier is because I want to watch Terrifier 2. And chill out, dude. Put your pen down. It's gonna stab me, people. Fuck.
I can tell by his tone.
I need to start recording this in video so there's evidence. So I went into this one like with low expectations. I'm like, I've heard bad things.
Fuck him.
Yeah. But I was gonna watch. I was like, I'll go in with like positive attitude.
Okay.
And dude, it did not disappoint. I had a fucking blast with that movie. I was
told you.
It is not plot heavy, which I loved.
No.
It is there are so many stereotypes in this movie, like the
It's
dumb
gore
blonde.
heavy.
Yeah, the dumb blonde. Then the girl, like she's like everybody's hot topic fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, and then like the most plain Jane character obviously has to be your final girl.
Final girl. Yeah.
But dude, Art the Clown is baller.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is fucking the dude who plays him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't laugh. He doesn't like talk. He doesn't do any of those things. I loved it. He's just pure silence.
Mm-hmm.
And just his facial expressions is what sells his character.
Yep. 100%.
And I love it, dude. I was like, and the gore.
Yep.
That part where they cut that bitch in half.
Yep.
I did not see that shit coming. That was awesome.
Yep.
And then like, I don't want to give too much away.
I couldn't tell you like too much without it giving you all
I don't
that
want to give
stuff.
too much away if anybody wants to check it out, but I don't care what anybody says. Dude, easy 8 out of 10 for me.
Told
I
you.
fucking loved it. So if the second
told
one's
you.
better, because like the gore, I love gore. That's my biggest thing. Like,
Yep.
I love gore and practical effects,
Mhm.
and it was heavy with that. So,
Yeah.
and just a little tidbit of trivia for you. Did you know that the severed head in the restaurant, that was CG?
I did not.
Yeah, that was CG because I
Pretty
guess
amazing.
they did it in post production because I guess the director or whoever said, "Hey, we need something of a Halloween element in this scene here.
It's
So
missing
they
something.
did his head, which I don't know if his head was CG, but like the fire and the jack-o'-lantern cutout stuff, that was all CG.
Okay.
Which I thought it looked
That's
like.
kinda
I thought it
cool.
looked more practical than anything. Like I
Yeah.
thought, because
Well, when it's done right, it should.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it looked good, and I love the movie.
Where's this at? Where can you watch it?
I don't know.
You know what? Hold on, I can find out.
Sounds like something I should check out.
I was
yeah,
gonna
it's
watch.
amazing. And if anything, I'm sure we own it.
I was gonna watch.
It's not streaming anywhere. The second one's on Roku. Or no, Terrifier's on Roku. The second one's not streaming anywhere.
Okay.
No, the second one's fairly new. It's not gonna be streaming yet. But my plan was to watch both of them in one night. But after the first one, it got to be pretty late. I was like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, I gotta watch the second one yet.
And because like Crystal watched it with me, and she was just like, "Holy shit!" You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like that part with the girl.
Oh yeah.
And upside down, like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like they didn't skimp out on that.
Nope.
There's some.
There was no
heavy
takeaway.
shit.
There was no pull away. It was
Yeah.
right. Yep.
Yep.
Right into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yep.
If you like bloody shit, and it was just relentless. The
Mhm.
movie is relentless. So yeah, that was good, and I guarantee you by next week I'll be like, yeah, so I checked out Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on. All right, so let's get into the movie here. This week we watched Mad Max Fury Road. And we're making pretty good time, 32 minutes.
I can't tell.
It's
I'm not close
really
enough.
small, yeah.
I don't have my
Yeah,
glasses.
I used to be close enough, but I'm not anymore.
Yeah, it is really
If I had my
small.
glasses on, I'd probably be able to see it, but no.
I don't wear glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like to
lucky
just wake up
bastard.
and be able to see.
It's great.
I've never been able to do that.
I usually don't wear mine.
I still can't see my own penis, though.
Even with magnifying glass, I still...
Yeah, it's insane. I
Yeah.
just... Anyway. This is why I
We
watch
can't
movies.
get through one
This is-
episode
yeah.
without penis jokes.
This is why I watch Mad Max Fury Road, because it makes me feel like I have a penis. Mad Max Fury Road comes in at a 2 hours solid. Rated R, 2015 movie, directed by George Miller, written by George Miller, stars Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, Nicholas Hoult, and Zoe Kravitz. You got a plot synopsis?
I do. An apocalyptic story set in the furthest reaches of our planet in a stark desert landscape where humanity is broken and most everyone is crazed fighting for the necessities of life. Within this world exist two rebels on the run who just might be able to restore order.
Yep, that's it. Well, this is where we go around the table and would you recommend and things like would you watch again. We'll start with you, Eric.
Glad you remember
Would
that.
I
'cause
recommend
we always
it? Yeah.
forget
We always
lately.
forget it. Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
Come a little closer to mine. Like get into it
Close
with
to
us.
things.
Get into
But yeah,
it.
I
You
mean-
can move your chair forward, man.
No, I'm alright right now.
You don't look all right. You're like leaning forward. You look like you're like somebody's uncle getting around. Like, come here, boy. Let me tell you a
Just
story.
wait till I try to get up, then we'll I'll start groaning.
Let me tell you a story about whenever I was your size,
But-
lad.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I'd recommend it. Oh, I mean, I don't really think anybody I would not recommend it to. You know, anybody likes action movies or stuff like that. I mean, yeah, they probably like this movie.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah, I've watched it multiple times. I'd watch it again. This isn't my first time watching it.
Oh, okay.
Would you watch the porn version?
I didn't know there was one.
I don't know if there is one. I'm just
Now I'm
asking
intrigued.
if there's like a parody
All
porn.
right, I'll
would
look
you
it
watch
up.
it? Would you watch that one?
I might check it out.
Only if Tom Hardy's in it.
And in the movie, his name isn't Tom Hardy. It's Tom Harder.
Good lord.
Jesus Christ, Karen, get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, it's all me.
Jesus.
You're the one trying to look it up.
I was gonna do it
Yeah,
for you
she
guys.
is. I'm looking it up for you now.
I was gonna do it for you guys.
For us, yeah, okay. You hear that, people? For us. Yep.
I
Oh,
would
yeah, sorry,
recommend
Karen,
it.
would
Yeah,
you?
fuck off.
Would you?
I would
Come on.
recommend it. And I mean, I'd probably watch it again if it came up. But
So now we just gotta,
She just kind of like
now we just gotta go to watch the other Mad Maxes.
yeah,
So issue.
that was the issue that because Madison and Crystal watched it with me, and they're like, I was like, so Madison, did you like it? She goes, I really was kind of lost. I was like, with what? She goes, with the whole what's going on? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, it was pretty straightforward. She's like, no, like the world. I was like, oh, so I had to explain the world to her.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have that problem because I understand like post-apocalyptic. So
Right.
even there's a lot of them that start out with not giving you any background. So I can get past all of that. But I did have other questions that I felt like should have been addressed.
Which could have been addressed.
We'll get
in
there.
Other
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll answer them for you.
Yeah, but it's not that you know, I wouldn't watch it again or whatever. It's just that I guess there's so many other things I want to watch that I probably would never get back around to this one. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I didn't hate it. Just that, yeah, I'd watch it again. But
I think by the end of this episode, I might change her mind a little bit.
oh
little
no, I
bit.
don't.
No, I
hate
mean,
it.
I know you don't hate it, but like, I think you're gonna. I think by the end of this episode, I might help you find a different, like, more of a love for it. Because there's a lot of reasons to love this movie.
I didn't say I didn't love it. I recommend it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that I do love that I just probably will never get around to watching again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for me, I would definitely recommend you check out this movie because this movie won a ton of awards.
Yeah, it did.
And it's just a fucking gorgeous movie. There's so many reasons to love it. The acting, the action, it's beautiful. It's a great looking movie.
Yeah.
The sound, the score, everything about this movie is awesome. I mean, it's just.
Well, we're not
The
to our
design.
reviews yet.
I know. I'm just saying. I would definitely recommend this movie, and I would for sure watch it again. I own it, and I've seen it multiple times.
I own it
and
too.
This is one of those movies that, like, I don't think it'll ever get old to me. Like, you know, just to sit back, just to throw on and watch. You know, so
Yeah.
heavy recommend for me. But anyway, so from there, excuse me.
Oh, God.
Let's jump into it. So the first thing I want to just talk about is the score, because the score's baller as shit. Like, whenever it kicks into those fucking notes, and then like even the guy writing the thing,
The guitar.
the guitar guy.
Yeah.
Like, did you know he's actually married to one of the girls?
No, yeah.
Yeah, he's married to the redhead.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yeah, they're actually husband and wife in real life.
Huh.
It's weird, huh?
I enjoyed the drums.
Kind of makes you wonder what he actually looks like, because he looked scary as shit.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
Look
even
like he didn't
The-
have any
like the
eyes, or just
Slender
one
Man.
big mouth.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
like
of
the
the
Slender Man
trivia
over
I
there.
looked up, the director was like kind of obsessed with his character.
Was he?
Yeah, he's like, I think he was called Doof or something like that was his name. They all had names, even if you didn't.
Yeah.
Like, they all do, even if you don't know them. Like,
Really?
even if you never hear them speak, even those guys that are like swinging from those long
Yeah.
stick things that you never hear talk, they all have names,
Even
Backgrounds.
little kids.
characters, all of them. Like, that's how in depth they go.
Well, it's George Miller. He's a
Yeah.
very
But he was kind of obsessed with that guy. Like, he had this elaborate backstory for him. And I didn't write all this down. I just kind of committed it to memory because I'm telling you, this trivia for this movie, my hand fucking still
Oh,
cramps.
I'm sure, dude. I bet it's a lot.
But he had like this elaborate backstory about how he's actually like deaf or something,
Oh yeah.
and his mom and him ended up in some coal mine or something, and they ended up killing the mother because she was useless to them, and they took him, and it's just like this whole elaborate
Well,
backstory.
George Miller's also a comic book creator.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
like, I could see him doing like a series of comic books for
Yeah.
these characters.
But there's so much trivia about this Doof character because he just kept adding to it, even though.
He's
there's-
only there playing the
Yeah,
guitar.
you
He's like
see him
swinging on some like
around.
bungee
Yeah, you
cords.
see
and,
him for like maybe 5 minutes total screen
I
time.
wouldn't even say that much.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
But I was just kind of like, as I was going through the trivia, I'm like, okay, get over him, Jesus.
Right.
Like,
Why don't you just suck his dick already?
right, like I saw him for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
like,
Like I'm done.
like,
I mean-
and yeah, he was cool. I get it.
Yeah.
That
Like-
much in depth, and why didn't you have a bigger fight scene?
Like,
That's my-
yeah.
He just dies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like he was
I mean,
so.
you see his guitar fly at the screen towards the end there, but
Yeah.
like that's about it.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not writing this shit down because he had 3 minutes of screen time. Like, he's not worth it to me, man. Like, I'm moving on.
Somewhere out there, somebody has that guy tattooed on
somewhere, yeah. Mm-hmm.
For sure. Like, that dude
Absolutely.
is tattooed on someone.
Oh, for sure.
So dumb.
I enjoyed the drums.
Oh, yeah, they were epic.
Oh, yeah, the drums.
Yeah.
When they just start going in. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I had to laugh. I did actually laugh when and Morton Joe's like, "Don't get addicted to water." I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
Don't let it become an addiction because then it becomes something or another else. I'm like, dude, it's not an addiction.
Yeah, I'm
Your
like,
body
it's
literally needs
water.
it.
I'm like 80% water. Like, I need it.
You can only go 3 days without water.
Yeah, he's like,
And then you will
don't get
die.
addicted to water. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, he said something like you'll grow a dependency. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It's water.
Shut the
Like,
fuck up.
Yes.
People were fighting over it. He's like, don't be doing all that. It's like,
Yeah, don't grow
Yeah,
a dependency
okay.
on it. Like, okay, like if they need it.
I also thought it was kind of funny how, like, for the first, the first part of the movie and, like, for the first major battle, the namesake of the movie is, like, chained to a car and, like, imprisoned and shit. Like, that was interesting
I
to me.
even wrote this down that this isn't Mad Max's movie. This
No,
is
it's
Furiosa's movie.
Yeah.
And as a side note, actually, I don't know if anybody knows this, but they're in development and creating a Furiosa.
Yeah, we talked
prequel.
about that a little bit last week in the news, I think.
It's going to have Anya Taylor-Joy. She's going to play Furiosa, which upsets me, but is also awesome at the same time because Anya Taylor-Joy is amazing. But Charlize Theron obviously is the one who
Brought her to life.
brought her to life. But it's also going to have Chris Hemsworth in it, so that gets my dick hard already because everybody knows how I feel about that man. He's probably the only man on this planet who said "blow me," and I'm like, "Oh, anything you need," because that man is gorgeous. He is a gorgeous man. I'm kind of excited for that. I am looking forward. And they are bringing back some of the other people, like the guy who played the bigger brother. He's coming back. Somebody else is coming back. The doctor guy. He's going to be in it too.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't have much screen
So
time.
some people that were in the movie are going to come back.
So it has something to do with how Furiosa met the wives or whatever, and how it pretty much built up to what you saw in Mad Max.
Okay.
So
there's a timeline, which means it's got an end date, pretty much.
Essentially, and also I think that obviously she's probably going to start out with an arm.
Yeah.
She's probably going to lose the arm at some point. Just shit like that, and I think it'll be interesting to see. Furiosa really was just a great fucking character in this movie, and one of the worst parts about it is her and Tom Hardy did not get along.
No.
During the production.
No, not at all.
And I guess some of the I guess it was very daunting a lot of times because of how hot it was, and they're always in the desert. And I guess those two did not get along for some reason.
Based on what I read, what I saw, Tom Hardy is kind of immature. There's lots of stories about that. Lots of things.
That he can be hard to work
He's
with.
an immature, like 12-year-old trapped in a man's body.
Right.
And Charlize Theron has the tendency to be a very
She's
serious,
a very
professional.
Serious actress, yeah.
And like one of the stories that, and I don't remember if this is in trivia or just something that I heard, but one of the things was like 9 a.m. was the time that the shoot started. And they're sitting there waiting on him to show up. And they asked her if she wanted to get out of the war rig. And she said, no, I'm going to fucking sit here and wait on him. And it got to be, I don't know, like noon, 1 o'clock or something. And he finally showed up. And that's when she got out. And she got out and started screaming at him. Because, obviously, and that is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, yeah.
So...
I think that, you know how she was discovered?
Mm-hmm.
She was at a bank. And
I do know this, yeah.
So she was at a bank, and I guess there was an issue with her bank account. And she was losing her shit on the bank attendant. And I guess that a director or producer or something was standing behind her. And she was very
Beautiful.
attractive. Very attractive.
Yeah.
Tall, skinny, long blonde hair. And he was like, and he just saw her and was like, I'm instantly mesmerized by her. He said, and because she wasn't even trying to be an actress or anything.
You're right.
And he was like, do you want to be in a movie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, I'm like, if somebody says that to me, I'm like red flag instantly.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, what
What
kind of fucking movie? Like, I ain't doing
If
no
I go
corn-
outside,
no weird
there's
shit.
a van.
Yeah, and I'm not taking no corn cobs in the ass. Just saying. If shit gets weird, I'm walking. You know? So, but yeah, like, that's how she was discovered, was just at a bank,
Mhm.
doing her daily thing. And
Most random thing.
yeah,
in
the most
world.
random thing. And look at how it's worked out for her. She's done some amazing work. She did Monster. And
No, there's some girl out there that's hearing this story, and she's gonna be like going to the bank every day now. Like,
yeah, I'm going
Just
to
Waiting.
looking
I'm gonna
around.
looking over her shoulder like, I know one day,
somebody's gonna get me here. I
one
just know
day,
it.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
My big break at the bank.
Like, this was one thing that kind of, I don't know, was strange to me, that the entire story is wrapped around them going after his brides, and that's fine. I don't think it's a weak plot point. I don't have a problem with that, really, as a story or anything. But like, is Hoo-Ha hard to find, or just hard to find for him?
They say this, that they are his prized breeders. So they're the most
Most viable, like
the most viable breeders. So for him, it's not just about that ass. It's
Okay.
also about, if you notice, he cares a lot about his children,
right?
and they're the ones that are the most likely to produce good children.
Okay,
So like,
babies.
healthy babies.
Okay,
And so it's not just about that; it's also about the babies.
I kind of thought maybe
That's why,
was
like,
the,
whenever the girl died and
Yeah.
lost the baby, he didn't care about her. He just wanted the baby.
Yeah, with the child. Yeah, no, I get that. I kind of thought that was the scenario, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It was just strange to me at first. I was just kind of like, I see other women.
Right. Yeah, but if you look at all them other women, you look at those women.
No, I get it. But
You know what I mean? Like,
I get
those
it,
women had
but
all their teeth.
perhaps
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Perhaps you get one of those women as a baby, and you like let her give her. No, I'm saying like
You're getting weird about it, Karen.
You went
Did-
off the deep end.
Yeah.
No, how old were these girls that he had up there?
I know. I understand. They were probably like babies whenever he was in his 30s.
That's
You
what
know
I'm saying. So you're telling me he didn't snatch them up as babies then?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I guess.
And you bring them up there and you raise them and take care of their teeth.
You
You know what I
It's
mean?
like with those old ladies.
Like,
you are going to brush.
That's what I'm saying. They'll grow up and they'll be attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a rocket
One of
scientist to
Madison's
figure that
questions
out.
was, why does he wear that mask the whole time? Like, does he?
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
because like, why are they all wearing breathing machines? It's like, because obviously they have breathing problems,
Yeah.
Madison. Like,
I took it as like whatever happened, you know, I know that there's a story, but like whatever happened also has caused obviously birth defects and issues with obviously breathing, you know, obviously lung problems, obviously, you know, different, and obviously like when they pulled that machine off of him or whatever, he obviously had something wrong facially anyway, so whatever was wrong with him didn't just have to do with his
well,
breathing.
by the end
I
of the
think.
movie, he really had something wrong.
Yeah, he
basically.
did. There was a little problem there.
Um,
But you could really hear the Bane in Tom Hardy's voice in this movie.
yeah, he didn't say a lot, and when he did, he said it very low.
And well, when he talked, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know I definitely hear Bane.
Yeah.
So I know he did Bane's voice now.
What kills me about their voices in that too. I mean, you had like a certain demographic of them that actually had the Australian accent. Then you
Yeah.
get back to like Charlotte Theron and
She's
Tom
like-
Hardy, they're just speaking regular old
Yeah,
American
regular old
English.
English.
Mhm.
And it's like, how did this
Yeah,
come
why are
about?
you in Australia? Because I'm pretty sure that this all
Yeah.
takes place in Australia.
And like even in the old Mad Max, they all had Australian accents.
Yeah,
Even
because it was
Mel
filmed
Gibson,
in Australia.
Yeah, he
No, I don't think this one was filmed. It was supposed
Well,
to.
I mean, I know that, but I think it's supposed
Yeah.
to take place in
Yeah.
Australia.
yeah.
So, so I just want to point out that crash with him and Nicholas Holt's character in that,
hmm
where they fucking completely destroy that car that they were in
Yeah.
first. Dude, they would not have survived that crash.
No, no.
Like, there's no fucking way.
No.
Like, they would have been obliterated. I love that whenever they were trying to pull the war rig out of the sand by using the tree, and that was okay. I was like, all right. But the funny part is like Charlize Theron's character goes up and starts like pushing it, like she's gonna do any good.
Yeah.
She's like pushing. Like, what the fuck is your little skinny ass gonna do?
I got,
You know?
I got something about that too. Yesterday, last week's podcast when they did the trivia, you were asked, "Are there trees?"
No, when we played the game.
No.
Oh fuck!
There
Yeah,
are
right.
trees.
There is a tree.
There's like
A tree.
one tree.
Well, no, you couldn't even say that because there are trees up on them
In the
cliffs.
swamp.
Well, in the cliffs also. But yeah, I didn't think about
Oh,
that one
see?
tree.
What
Was
tree?
sure
That-
out.
that
You
was
lied
what?
to us.
Are
I
there
would
trees?
gotten it right.
Are there trees in the movie? No, there ain't no fucking trees.
It's in the desert.
They use a tree to
There ain't
fucking
even a
pull the
fucking
big
cactus.
Cactus. I didn't see the cactuses.
I didn't either.
No, they were all
No.
just dead trees.
They were just dead
Yeah.
trees.
and crow people.
People.
They were on stilts.
At first, I didn't see them moving, so I wasn't sure what those were. Like, I saw, like, just these things, and I'm like, those are weird-looking trees. And then they started moving, and I was like, oh, those aren't trees.
I wish they would like want a little bit more about that though.
What?
See-
Like they just like they scan through. You just see like the crow people, but they don't like.
See, I love that part because I thought
explain
that
it.
part was like, I mean, it gave a little bit to the story because it explains what happened to the
green
place.
place.
But I loved it because like visually it was awesome. It was like artistic because it showed this like swampy like desert land. But then these people on these stilts and stuff it added a lot visually to the movie.
You see, if I had any real gripe about the movie at all, I felt like that there was so much that wasn't explained that, like, for backstory, that they talk about it in the movie, like, you should know what they're talking about. So, like, I thought, okay, I'm missing it because it's in the other movies or something.
See,
But when I asked Jeremiah about it, he's like, no, that's not anything else. And I was like, well, so then I started asking him. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, but
see, you gotta understand, this is a far cry from the original Mad Max.
right.
So like those movies are very of its time.
Sure.
So like they all have poofy hair and like it's nothing artistic. Like what? Remember that? Have you ever seen the music video for
Tupac.
Yeah, it was.
California Love.
Yeah.
California Love.
That is Mad Max.
Yeah,
That's
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Yeah.
That's Thunderdome.
Yeah.
That's what the movie looked
I
like.
understand the
What I'm
references.
saying is,
I've
like,
seen.
I know, but what I'm saying
know.
is like, so visually, between the two, completely different worlds.
Yeah.
And it seems like they don't really build a lot of backstory in those movies. So I don't know what he was thinking, George Miller was thinking with like trying to throw in these references that I don't think anybody fully picked up on. Other than like, because they don't really explain anything outside of the first movie.
I have like 4 questions, but I'll probably leave them to the end of our discussion because
I got a
maybe we'll answer them through our discussion. But those were the questions that I had that I don't think they answered.
What are they?
Well, like, okay, the War Boys. So, like, are they bred? And are they bred to
yeah.
die early? Because, like, hence, like, the blood bags, the people. So, like, they have a disease, like radiation. What is it? Because, like, they even said, with Nux, they said he's at the end of his half-life.
Yeah.
So, are they bred to die young? Are they bred to die...
I'm not
Like,
sure
I
if they're
don't-
bred to die young.
could have been born with a deformity.
See,
that was-
the War Boys are something new. They were never any.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
I understand your frustration with that.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are
they're pivotal, obviously,
why are
to...
they sick? What's going on?
Yeah, like, what...
yeah.
So, like, obviously they're bred for his army's sake,
Yeah.
if they're bred. Or are they snatched from their parents and then, like, put up there to, like, be a war boy? But then, like, how are they all dying then? Or, you
I'm
know what I
assuming
mean?
because I'm pretty sure has something to do with radiation.
Sure, but, like, then that would mean that either A, they're all bred and exposed to the same thing, which I assume maybe that's the cars, or maybe, something to do with the cars,
Yeah.
or, or they're snatched and then, put, near whatever it is that makes them sick.
Something tells me that a lot of this has to do with radiation poisoning and things like that.
Sure.
And it's deforming a lot of them, turning them essentially.
Well, and his bumps, whatever you call them, like
Yeah.
Larry and whatever,
like Gary
like
and
that
Larry
that
or
tells me
something
it's like
that.
cancer or something, or
Tumors, something.
you know, leukemia, something like that. So, you know, that tells me that, you know, okay, I get that, and I can kind of wrap my head around that. But I felt like they were such a big part of the story and such a pivotal thing that it kind of bugged me that we didn't know more about them.
Right.
You know, that just bothered me a little bit. And like, yeah, so where did like the breeder women come from? Are they taken from the regular population? You know, are they changed out as they age out? Like
Right.
what's the story there?
I don't know.
Again,
Just-
it's a pivotal.
To be honest with you, I think that with this movie wasn't built to try to explain those sort of things.
I get
This
that.
movie is meant to be visually stunning, action packed, and yeah, it's got a good story, but it's also got a very simple story.
And I can let go of the breeder women
Yeah.
thing a little easier. The War Boys not so much, though. I feel like that's such a pivotal
Well, you see, the thing about the War Boys is in every movie and throughout all these movies, there are different gangs, and they're essentially like, imagine this whole universe to be like, I don't know, New York, or picture like Escape from New York.
Okay.
There's different areas of the city that you don't venture into because of different gangs, and they all have their own thing.
Mhm.
Like, okay, like the War Boys are these white, bald-headed psychos, and then you have like Gastown.
Mhm.
Like they all dress alike and they all have the same aesthetic. They all look
Yeah.
the same. And then look at what's the other one? Is it Bullet Town?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Bullet Town?
Yeah.
Where they make bullets and that, and that's another place where they look different. They have their own look and they're like a gang.
Yeah, but we weren't focusing on Bullet Town. or
I know, but that's what I'm
Gastown.
saying.
Yeah.
Like that's their look. That's
different
what they look
aspects.
like.
Yeah.
That's the one they decided to concentrate on.
Yeah.
You know, they could have just as easily taken this story and moved it over to Gastown.
Right.
You
And I
know?
would have been just as frustrated if they didn't
Exactly.
talk about the
Exactly.
lackeys.
So
of
just look at
Gastown.
it as like not so much as like a real life situation. Look at it more like a cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose, but still, we understand where the foot soldiers came from. They explained that.
Right, I understand, but just I think you're putting too much thought into something that wasn't meant to put a lot of thought into.
Maybe, I don't know. It just
Because like I said, for this movie, it wasn't about like, well, we got to explain the gangs and this and that.
I
Now
just
they're
feel
like,
like they
no, we
could've-
want it to look good. We want to have fun with it. And, you know,
I just feel like because they brought up the one thing about him being at the end of his half-life, they brought up these little things
yeah, like the
that
Valhalla
piqued
thing.
my
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah.
If they hadn't brought up those
It could
things,
be interesting. It's something that maybe George Miller thought, well, we're going to explore that more, and they might do that in Furiosa.
I'm thinking it almost feels like that was like deleted out, or like something that ended up
Like
on
there's some
cutting room
extended
floor.
footage or something.
Yeah, because they keep mentioning things that piqued my interest that made me think of that question.
Right.
Because otherwise, I probably wouldn't have given it much thought. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I probably wouldn't have thought 2 seconds about these war boys. I would have thought of them as foot soldiers, lackeys. I'm okay, whatever. That's what they are. That one is like about how Furiosa, like how she rose up. Like, and I'm sure they're going to talk about that with the show. That's going to be interesting to me.
Right.
Like how she, rose up in this seemingly, with Immortan Joe, who doesn't seem to,
Yeah,
care
because she
about
even
women.
says that she was taken from her family and things at a young age. And
Yeah.
See, that's like when you start seeing the visions of that little girl from Mad Max's
Mhm.
visions.
His past, yeah.
I always keep thinking, oh, maybe that was Furiosa. Like beginning of it is like, is that going to be Furiosa? That was Furiosa, the little girl.
No, I believe that's supposed to be his daughter or a child.
Something.
I can answer that question.
Yeah,
But not
I
yet.
can't really remember what, because I know he had a kid and a wife.
See, that was another one that bothered me. I'm like, I don't know who this little girl is, and when I asked her, he's like, I don't know either. I'm like,
I thought there was a little girl in one of the earlier Mad
There
Max
might, dude. I
movies.
haven't seen
Back
those
in that
movies.
movie.
Yeah, I bet I haven't seen them since I was a kid.
I'm gonna have to watch them.
So-
again.
again, I just feel like there was a lot of things that they threw at you.
Yeah,
They,
it's like I said, like the Mad Max movies. They're good, I guess, but like they're not like this movie. Like
Mhm.
this movie stands out on its own because of how great it is. But like the old Mad Max movies, like yeah, they're cult classics, I guess, but they're not like right home to your mama. Like this is that great. They're just your typical post-apocalyptic '80s movies.
yeah, no, I mean, I get it, and I don't know, like I said, if there weren't certain things that were said or talked about, I probably would have never even thought about it.
Right.
But since they did, I'm like, yeah, well, why are they sick? You know,
Right.
what is it? You know, and then what I wrote, and most important perhaps, what happens if a war boy dies before spraying his mouth with the silver paint?
He's not witnessed.
He's not he's
He doesn't reach Valhalla.
yeah, that's how he goes to
I-
Valhalla, man.
I actually
Yeah,
got
you
that
have to be
answered for me
witness.
somewhere in the trivia, I think. But
Oh.
yeah, that was like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole spray paint thing, I always thought it was kind of funny because like they just like spray themselves like their mouths like with
Yeah.
the
This was
silver
also
paint.
not something I wrote down because again, my hand. But Amazon actually
What's
They
the
s-
shelf life on silver paint?
Right. Oh, shit.
they sell the spray for cake, the silver spray,
Oh yeah,
and after this movie came out, they couldn't keep it.
couldn't keep it in
Like
stock.
they couldn't
People
keep it in
were
stock
buying-
on Amazon because people were buying it and just spraying the shit out
That's
of their
fucking
mouths.
hilarious,
Apparently,
dude. They're running around. Like, could you imagine somebody just running through your yard, spraying themselves in the mouth and just freaking out? They're gonna welcome me in Valhalla.
There's some like nudists just run through your yard, spray
Yeah.
his face. Witness me!
Witness me.
honestly, what would your reaction be?
I'd be like, what the? I think I would just grab all my kids and go inside and lock the door. Like, we're not going outside.
Justice is peeking out the window the whole time.
I just imagine being like in your robe with some coffee. This motherfucker's back again.
Oh,
This
what?
motherfucker.
Yeah. The world's going hell in a handbasket.
That was your fucking
Can't go outside again, kids. Guy's back.
Go get some of that spray paint. Apparently, we need to be witnessed.
We got a war boy out here.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine like a
Jesus.
fucking emergency call?
Oh my god.
There's a guy
sir.
out, like-
What's the emergency, sir? Well, there's some guy. He's bald. He's all white. Like, I mean, white. And he's running around my yard like a psycho, spraying his mouth with silver spray paint, screaming, "Witness me." I can't make this shit up.
Yeah, they'd hang up on you.
No, they'd be like, well, we're sending a unit over.
I try not to laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
God, like that is hilarious to me. Anyway, yeah, those were the
I'm
questions.
gonna
Like
do
they
that
just.
to you. I'm just gonna come to your house, shaved head and all, bald and fucking all white, running around, my fat ass running around your yard like, "Witness me! Karen, witness me!"
White tighties matches.
Jeremiah's gonna be like, "That looks like fun."
He'd probably go out there and
Join
join you. God.
He ran out of paint. I'll be right back.
He'll do it with his Oliver Tree haircut.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't even. Oh God, no.
I'm trying to get that haircut. She won't allow it.
Mm-mm. No, like I said, this question just popped in my head and it bothered me, and I don't know. It bothered me.
We answered it for you.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
witness people.
In not so many words.
Yeah, sure,
They just want to be witnessed.
sure.
When I first started watching it, I thought it was a different movie at first. This is the first part where he has the beard, the long hair. I thought the actor was Carl Urban for a second, the dude from Priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second.
Carl Urban.
Yeah,
From Priest. He was in
the
Priest.
movie in Priest, the Priest movie. He's like the one dude's best friend that becomes a vampire. He was
No,
a
that's
priest
not
that became-
Carl Urban. That's shit.
That was.
The guy from Preacher. That was the guy from Preacher.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. That's
I don't think I've seen it.
let's
I'm
see.
almost positive. I'm not.
I don't know. Carl Urban's been in so many things that then you don't even know it's him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sometimes.
Black Hat.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
But yeah, when he
I
had
haven't
all
seen that
when
fucking
Tom
movie.
Hardy had all his the beard and the
Mhm.
hair, I thought that was Carl Urban. And I was like, this ain't the same movie. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit here
Carl
for a
Urban
minute.
make a good Mad Max.
Yeah, it was killing me too. It's like I had to rent the movie because HBO Max didn't no longer have it on there. So I was like, all right, I'll rent the movie. I'm sitting here watching. This ain't the same fucking movie. I just spent $4 fucking on this. I was like, wait, okay, yeah, it's right.
Oh no, they shaved they cut his
okay,
hair.
We're good.
They cut his hair.
You know, the first movie I saw Carl Urban in was Ghost Ship, and it took me like 3 or 4 years later to realize it was the same guy.
The first movie, and I didn't realize it was him either. Was Doom with The Rock.
Oh,
Yeah, that movie sucks so much ass. But like he plays the main guy,
Yeah.
the main character.
yeah.
In Doom.
I
the
didn't
movie.
hate Doom.
Yeah.
And I love the game.
So fucking campy.
Yeah, but I mean, I love the game, but I like the
So
movie.
campy. And I guess The Rock, like they wanted Rock to play the main character, but The Rock wanted to be the sergeant, or
Yeah.
whatever, the bad guy.
Yeah.
And which is funny because he'll never play a bad guy now. I think it's actually in his contract that two things: he's not allowed to die, and he's not allowed to be a bad guy or some shit.
Well, that's
Yeah.
stupid. I hate that.
Yeah, The Rock's getting a little pretentious for Hollywood.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I just it's funny to me because like I saw Carl Urban in Ghost Ship, and I think it was Doom that I was watching, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, he was in this, he was in that, he was in Ghost Ship." And I was like, "No, he fucking wasn't. You're a liar."
He was Dredd also.
Yeah, I knew that. But then I'm like, "No, you're a fucking liar." And then they showed me the crap. I'm like, "Where was he in Ghost Ship?" And like they're going back and showing me like a clip. I'm like, "That's not the same fucking guy." Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
The only people that mattered in Ghost Ship was the entire first scene where they all get cut.
I like that whole movie. The first scene is baller, but I'm just saying, like, I like the whole movie.
It's like the best mass death ever.
I agree. That was like the first time you see that, you're like,
What
holy
the
fuck!
Like this is back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
which it was kind of a shock. You're like, holy shit, they can do that in movies.
This
Just
is
killed the entire
allowed.
ship.
I forgot how the little girl died. Like you see, like everybody gets cut in half, but the little girl's alive because it misses her.
I think
Yeah,
she,
it misses her. They didn't really she died off
yeah,
screen.
I'm
but
pretty
they,
sure she like died of starvation.
Oh,
or
No,
something.
the one of the crew took her into her room, and they had a knife in their hand, but they didn't show
Oh,
what
yeah,
they did to
that's
her.
right.
Oh.
They took her into her room and slammed the door.
No.
Bad things.
Bad things.
Bad things.
Yeah, I'm assuming bad things because she didn't come out the other side
Yeah.
the same.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had two things on the movie. One, when he gets like that middle, when he sees the little girl, he always puts a hand up, right?
Yeah.
And then he sees the little girl on the war rig, he puts his hand up, gets a spike through his hand
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
skull. After you see him break the spike, you see the spike still stuck in his head.
No. It wasn't stuck in his head.
It was in his
It,
hand.
yeah, it hit his hand, and it only went through enough just to puncture the skin.
Okay.
She
Like-
saved his life,
Yeah.
essentially, yeah.
When I seen it, it looked like he just broke it off and then still.
No,
stuck in
he
his
pulled
head.
it out of his head. It was only in like
And then like
quarter
after
inch.
that, you just see like this little black smudge.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a scab or anything. It's just
Yeah.
like a black smudge.
Yeah, it
It's like-
didn't go in very far. It was essentially his hand stopped it.
They didn't do a very good, though, on continuity on that because I did notice, like, when he first pulled it down, there was, like, a dot. Like, it was, like,
Yeah.
a big red dot. And then when you see it later, it does just look
Just
like,
like
a
smudge.
little smudge on his forehead.
Yeah.
Like he heals like fucking.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
healing like
I mean,
Wolverine.
it literally looked like somebody just took oil and just kind of.
It's just a flesh
Right.
wound.
Right.
And then when the one mother or whatever, she dies, and like all her friends or the other ones
Yeah.
are leaving her behind. The one girl's wanting to go back. It's like you guys just left, and you're
Yeah.
trying to get away. And
He'll
yeah,
forgive us.
yeah, and you're trying to. I would just let her go.
Bye.
Fuck it, bye. Get out of here.
Bye.
You know.
We're getting the fuck out of Dodge.
I thought the same thing when she kept trying to leave and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I just let her go. But at the same time, it's hard to leave what you know, even if
Her
it's...
character has a payoff at the end.
She
of it.
does.
Yeah,
she
it-
does. She ended up
She ends up,
redeeming.
she ends
yeah.
up helping him and all that.
You know, I get it. It's just kind of what it's a plot point and all that, and I get it. But it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, Jesus. But
It is annoying. It's like
yeah,
Stockholm syndrome.
but I get it. I get it also because it's hard to, change is hard, right? It's easy to stay in a situation even if you know it's bad.
Right.
But it's hard to change even when you know you should.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Like that. Like her character was very unlikable. But she doesn't get a lot of She doesn't get a lot of dialogue or screen time either. So.
Right.
And then like the whole thing with that redhead and Nicholas Holt's character,
Oh, that was so sad.
it was sad.
I knew he was gonna die though. I
Yeah.
knew it.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I just kind of thought that was.
But I
a little,
really like Nicholas Holt ever since I saw
Yeah,
Warm
I like him
Bodies.
too. Yeah. But he just like that whole relationship thing there was weird.
It was.
It was kind of weird. It was kind of like it felt forced, kind of.
I didn't
for the
feel
movie.
that way.
For the movie, it felt forced.
I
I
didn't
think.
feel it.
But like also like, but dude,
I think it
Zoe
was.
Kravitz's character was awesome.
Oh yeah.
She's always a badass.
She
and I
really
hate it.
is.
I hate that she's always a badass.
I thought the relationship between the two of them just kind of spoke to number one, like him starting to feel human.
Yeah, being more humanized.
Yeah, and then her just feeling a connection to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
And that's fine.
I thought that was fine.
And I noticed it wasn't like sexual. It
Yeah,
was,
there
it
was
definitely
no,
just care.
Yeah, there
It was
was
care.
you
It was
know,
love and care.
Mhm.
So
No,
And that's
I was
okay.
back in Notre Dame.
kind of like yeah.
he only had 2 little bumps.
Yeah.
You stop it.
Yeah, you leave Larry and Gary alone.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
But like the other characters, they were. I'm glad. I want to sound like this, but the main girl, the blonde, I'm glad she died. Cause I didn't like her. She was very forceful and very.
Honestly, when she died, and I don't remember much.
She
I
died.
just remember she was pregnant.
She fell
She
out.
fell out and under the wheel.
No, I know. I'm saying I just remember that she was pregnant, and the first time you see her, she was spraying herself
She's kind of
down.
forgettable. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she was just
also,
forgettable.
Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend in the last.
Oh, that's where I saw her from. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was. She was.
Oh, that's the same chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That
Small
makes
world.
sense. Yeah, I didn't realize that is
Yeah.
her, isn't it?
Yep.
She's some kind of model or something. Some bigger name model or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost it almost sucks when models go into acting, like girls, because they almost always come off wooden. Like there's so few
Very
of them
much,
that
yeah,
can
yeah.
make that transition and
Yeah.
actually be good at it.
I agree. I 100% agree. Like a lot of them, because they're like if they feel cheap because you're like they're basically making it through Hollywood based on their looks.
Yeah.
And that's agitating as shit.
Yeah, like there's
So-
no talent there. They
It's
just,
one thing whenever you have an actor and actress piggybacking off of their parents, but they still could have talent.
they have chops.
Yeah,
Like
because-
Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
she's doing great.
Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke, yeah.
Yeah, so like, but like, whenever they're like a model and like they get into acting, it's like, this is where like Charlize Theron was not a model,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and
And
she
she
easily
doesn't
could have been.
rely on her looks. I mean,
Right.
look at some of the things she's done. Monster, Furiosa. She doesn't
Yeah.
always play, things that are gonna, showcase her.
I don't
looks.
think she's ever really played. I can't remember if she's ever really played a role where she was like really hypersexualized. I can't really think of any. I know she played a dominatrix in like her first role. It was like a
I don't
dominatrix
remember.
role or something like that. Because I think it was from like 2 Days in the Valley was her first movie or something like that.
That sounds right.
I think.
the bank, the dude, the producer that saw her in the bank.
He was
he had
shady.
ideas.
He was shady.
You'd make a good dominatrix. Whoa, bitch! How much does this pay?
Yeah.
'Cause I just realized my bank
Slow
account
your
said-
roll. See, the problem with the bank here is that I'm overdrafted.
and that's why I was getting angry.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I think Charlize Theron kills it. I also believe. I love Tom Hardy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I think he's great. I think he's a great Mad Max too. But I think everybody here does a great job, and I definitely watch it again.
I mean, I'd feel bad if I was Furiosa because the whole point was to take those wives away and go to the Greenland, right? When we get to the Greenland, you find all your old family, you get all them with you, and then you got, well, let's go back to the place we just came
most
from.
of them died.
They all died.
No. 2 of them lived.
Did they? 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't
2 of the
remember.
older ladies lived.
That's
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well,
seeing
I
those
know
two.
at least one of them did because
Like-
she was on top of the war rig.
Her best friend dies.
Yeah.
Like one of the first ones dies, and then like the sweet old lady that has the fucking seeds in her purse.
Yeah,
that
she
was
died.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her too.
Yeah.
Them old ladies were hardcore.
Yeah,
man.
they
Yeah,
were.
They were badasses. It was like if like you put a little bit of John Wick in like the Golden Girls. You know what I
Yeah.
That's great.
Golden Girls. Sprinkle a little John Wick on that.
I'd watch that.
Watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Like there you go. Like the Golden Girls only like Die Hard. You know what I mean? Like,
Too bad Betty White is gone. She could have been perfect for that role.
She would have been, yeah.
could you imagine? It'd have to be like who would star in that? You'd have to have
Nowadays?
like, huh?
Nowadays?
Yeah, you'd have Helen Mirren, obviously.
Yeah.
For
For sure.
Who else?
Oh man.
I'm trying to.
Oh, what's her name?
Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Gotta get Judi Dench.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking of she's not really all that old, but she could be like the young one. God, what's her name? She played Gabriel in Constantine.
Oh, shit. I know her fucking name.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Curious Case Benjamin Button.
Yeah, and she was in We Gotta Talk About
Yeah.
that one. Shit.
I don't remember her name.
Tilda
Swinton.
Thank you. Yeah,
Swinton,
yeah,
yeah.
her. Need a fourth.
Meryl
Damn it.
Streep, maybe.
Yeah, because
Or-
she could be the hoity-toity one.
Yeah. Definitely Helen Mirren's the most likely casting decision.
Yeah.
She'd have to be like the main player too because she's a badass.
She would be what's her face? The
Yeah, I mean, of course, she was in that movie Red.
mhm.
Yeah, she was in Red.
was.
Badass.
She's in the
Red.
Fast and Furious movies now. She's just a badass in my
She
opinion.
really is.
I love Helen Mirren.
Mm-hmm. I like her too.
She's like in her 70s too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's old as fuck.
She still kick your ass.
Still whip my ass though. Oh, lady probably runs circles around me. Beat my ass. Come on, fat boy. Damn. Chill out.
Why you gotta be so mean?
Why you gotta be so mean, Helen? I thought you Brits were like nice and shit.
Nice.
Anyway, so is that all you guys got?
Yeah, that's really all I had.
All right, let's round this bitch up.
On to reviews.
Reviews. Let's do. So let's start with Eric. What'd you love about the movie? What'd you hate about the movie? And what's your score?
I mean, I love the overall action in the movie. Dislikes. I mean, we've kind of covered the gripes I had. I mean, the spike in the forehead. I mean, we discussed that. I really wish they would have all had the same accent. I mean, that really.
I understand why
that
bothered
really
you.
kind of
Like,
threw me off.
You're like, where the fuck does
like-
this? Like, obviously, most of them are
Yeah.
Australian. Why is it she?
Yeah, why isn't she? Why is it Max? Why is it Max?
I thought she
You know what I
was
mean?
Australian though.
No,
she's not.
yeah,
She's
no,
American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Okay.
accent. I mean, rating wise, I mean, I'd give it a solid 6. And I'd give it a solid 7.
7.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid
Okay.
7.
Well, I really like the look of the movie, the score. I love all the effects. I love the action sequences. I love the. I really love those dudes on the.
On those cable.
Yeah, on
things,
those cable things, like
those
flying.
pogos, or
Yeah,
pogos.
like big giant
fucking-
sticks,
yeah.
like flying around. Like, could you imagine being one of those guys on a moving car, just
One of
like?
the coolest things that they were doing was taking those like
The spikes.
the spikes or spears or whatever
Bombs.
with bombs on the end of them.
Yeah.
Those things are so fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like, I would love to be that guy throwing
Yeah,
those
like-
fucking things at cars.
When
All
they go
of
right
the-
by
yeah.
Max's head, he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh!"
yeah. All of those chase scenes were so amazingly well
Action
shot.
packed.
Oh yeah.
But especially that last one. I really loved how that last one was shot. Yeah, really my only gripes was that, they would get you enticed about something and get you thinking about it, but then never explain it. You never got any backstory. They never even gave you any kind of hint, or like, Nux never said anything about, well, I remember my real mother, but then they took me, or, something, anything. That's probably the only real gripe I had about it. So that being said, having so many other good things about it, it's got to be an 8 because it's so well done. There's not a lot that you can really gripe about.
I'm honestly was not expecting that score out of you.
No.
No, I told you I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time. Like I probably won't watch it again just because I don't have time, you know.
Right. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, it's an 8 for me, but you know, a lot of the 8 comes from the fact that it's so well shot, and the gripes I had to do with the story that really bothered me. Like, you know, you can't tell me, you can't throw something at me and go, "Oh, I'm going to tell you about this," but that's where I'm stopping.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like it or love it. That's what they're telling you, essentially.
So that bothered me.
The storyline definitely says that a lot.
Yeah,
so,
like I might
it is
have
what it is.
I
like
might
it or
have
love
gone
it.
like an 8.5
if they
honestly.
explained a little
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
because
It's
that
funny
was
because like even Crystal and Madison walked away saying, "I had some questions." you know?
yeah, it's it leaves a lot to be desired because you
Right.
walk away, you know, going you left me with questions that
Well-
that should have been answered.
This movie came out in 2015, and I would think that if they were going to do more with that franchise, that world that they had built in that movie, they would have done more with it by now. Like, I understand that they're doing a Furiosa movie now, but, like, even before this, like, you think they would have come out with something else to continue the story
Mm-hmm.
or something, you know?
Sure.
But, I don't know, like, I know the special features and stuff on my Blu-ray explain a lot about the War Boys and things like that, so I don't know how in depth it goes. But I'm sure there's probably a lot of unused footage. You
Yeah.
know?
I just feel like that's such a cop out to say like, oh, we explained it in this special feature.
Yeah, that's
or,
bullshit.
you know,
yeah.
dude,
I want it in the movie.
you
yeah.
show it to me in the movie.
Yeah, in a 2-hour movie, it should be explained to me.
Yeah.
You know? So-
Even if it's a simple Nux throwing out a couple of lines about his
Yeah.
childhood, just give me a bone, you know.
Mhm.
Like,
That's all I'm saying.
towards the end of the movie, I mean, you see the little War Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, you know they start, you know, as
But I
children.
think that's where the mothers come in.
Yeah.
Where the mothers, the larger ladies that are giving the milk,
Yeah.
I think that those are the ones doing the breeding.
Right, but you know he's not putting his own children, like the ones that he's using the breeders for, because he's so focused on them being perfect.
Right.
And the War Boys are not.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
And I get that. You're saying, like, they're definitely not his kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like...
Where are they coming
Where
from?
are they coming from?
Yeah.
Who's essentially... Who's planting that seed?
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I mean, a lot of the older War Boys could be his
Or-
offspring from
well-
the older mother,
Yeah.
the other mothers.
Well, I'm
And
just
then-
saying that, you know, even if they are his kids or, you know, whatever, is it the ones that, you know, were born and he's like, oh, that one's a reject, or,
yeah,
you know,
right.
are they coming
Yeah.
from the regular population? You know, there's so many things, like,
Well,
there's so
that's-
many of them, they can't all be coming from him or those 4 women, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
that's why he's so obsessed with having the perfect child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You know
know.
what I mean? That's why when they said it was a perfect boy, it was a
Yeah.
perfect, son,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I had a baby brother and he was perfect. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah, I get it. It just, I feel like they could have explained that.
'Cause if you-
They could have even just, like I said, have a couple of throwaway lines just to say, you know, when I was a kid, you know, throw something
'cause if
out
you
there.
notice his other sons that he considers his sons, they all have something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Even the one that was physically fit,
Yeah.
he had to have a oxygen
Mm-hmm.
to his nose.
Right.
So
I don't think he used any of his real children as war boys, though. I think those were throwaway children.
I'm glad they're bringing that big dude back though for the Furiosa movie
Yeah.
because that dude was badass. That dude was huge,
Mm-hmm.
and like he throws. What was it, Max? No, it was one of the girls. He just like tosses her like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
he fucking just threw her ass.
yeah.
All right, so anyway, I'm gonna come in here and say, this movie, the first time I watched it, blew me the fuck away. The sound, the music, the special effects, the fucking car scenes, explosions, the visuals, the whole color scheme of the movie. Everything about this movie is gorgeous. It's just a beautifully shot movie. It's fun. It's action packed, and then there's so much action that the part where it does slow down when they finally get to the green place, is so much needed because you feel like you need a break from all that action. Like that's how much action is in the first part of this movie. You're like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like it just goes, yeah. You're like, you need that breather for a minute, and it also helped Charlize Theron kind of show off a little bit of her acting chops there too, because that part where she walks out in the sand and like screams, you know what I mean? Like that was probably like she probably had to get herself in a place for that.
Yeah, she probably just used her anger at Tom.
Yeah,
that was probably her frustration out there.
Yeah,
Like,
that was probably the part.
They just kept the camera on her when she was mad at one point. And that's the
Yeah.
part. That's what they used.
you're like, we're gonna leave that in the movie. Like what?
right when it came in at noon.
Yeah.
And they're not.
She gets out of the truck and just walks out there in the middle of it and just screams. But I don't know. Like this movie is just it's great. I mean, there's not a lot of dialogue, which is okay.
It's actually a very good thing. Well, not
Yeah.
good thing, but it's a strong thing.
Yeah, it's hard to make a movie without a lot of dialogue. So when you do it and you do it well, it really counts for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that, and I just want more out of this series and out of this universe that they've kind of created with this movie. Because coming off of the old Mad Max movies, you're like, all right, yeah, they're good, but they're 80s, you know what I mean? They're old, they're outdated. And so you come in with this, and it looks so good. The music is awesome. Like the music gets you pumped. Like that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And you know, Tom Hardy does a great job. She does a great job. Just everybody in this does a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see more of it. I would love to see more of it. So like I'm really excited for the Furiosa movie, and I hope it kind of holds. I'm gonna hold that bar. I'm gonna keep that bar high for that movie. And if it doesn't come out of the gate swinging like this movie did, I'm just not gonna like it as much.
And they might be able to do something like a TV series and kind of explain more in depth of the story behind.
I don't see
those
George Miller
aspects.
doing anything like that. It's not really what he's into. I don't even know if he's even doing the Furiosa movie.
Yeah.
And
Not
you
really
know,
sure.
he usually does his stuff with storyboards. He starts with storyboards.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I said, he's a comic book creator and a director and things like that. He did the Sin City
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think with this movie, I'm gonna come in at kind of conflicted. I'll give it an 8.5. Because just this movie kills it for me every time. Like it never gets old. It's something I can watch over and over again and
Yeah.
never get bored with it. And there's not a lot of action movies you can say that about,
Yeah.
especially because this movie hits it on all points: story, action, sound, fucking all of it. Badass cars. I mean, it just hits all them nails on the head, like with precision. And so yeah, 8.5. It's not a perfect movie by any means,
Yeah.
but it is a really good fucking movie, and it's probably one of the best. I want to say one of my favorite action movies. One of them, and I just love it. And I'm not like Matt. I'm not even big into the post-apocalyptic stuff so much, but
I think
This
that was
one-
a surprise to him too, actually,
what
when he realized that.
that he was into them.
Yeah, that
It
he had a type.
Yeah, it's weird that he loves post-apocalyptic movies so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8.5 for me. So 8.5. Karen gave it an 8, and Eric, you gave it a 7. Solid 7. So that's a pretty good score though for a movie like this.
Yeah.
So from there we're gonna
Pretty
jump into
consistent.
our Rotten Tomatoes thing where we
Tomato,
guess. Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes?
No, I have not.
Good.
I don't look at the reviews.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 'cause
So
then you'd be a dirty cheater.
you would be a dirty
Get
cheater.
my phone real quick.
Okay, so oh boy, that Megan movie, dude, I've
I
seen
cannot
that.
wait to see
I'm waiting
that.
for it, but they gotta stop
Trailers.
with all the.
I only saw the one
Trailers,
trailer.
the
I
fucking
just saw the
clips.
one trailer.
I could watch the whole fucking movie on the internet
No
right now.
shit.
But right now, that movie is sitting at a 98% critics.
Megan?
Yeah. That's
So
ridiculous.
the next movie we're not.
Yeah.
I know the.
I do want to watch it, like for sure.
Oh yeah.
Dear Matt. Alrighty, Mad Max Fury Road. Who wants to guess her?
Which one are you doing? Critics
Let's
first?
do critics first.
Oh, this was a critical darling. It's in like 90,
You know it.
98.
What do you think?
I'll go 92.
You're looking at Karen like,
oh, $1.
98.1.
Karen's gonna take it. It's 97%. Certified fresh.
So we should just like go by if somebody goes over, they're just automatically lost.
No, it's whoever's closest to the score.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Do the price.
All right. So who wants to go? What do you guys think the audience score is?
Oh, it's 95.
I'll do lower. I'll go 85.
Eric will take this one. 86.
Ooh,
86% audience. So critics' consensus is with exhilarating action and a surprising amount of narrative heft, Mad Max Fury Road brings George Miller's post-apocalyptic franchise roaring vigorously back to life. Yep, sure, okay. Whatever you think. I mean, whatever.
Whatever you said.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I wonder if there's any bad scores from the audience, because you love the bad ones.
The bad ones are the best
They
ones.
are the best.
Is there any of them that are talking about episodes? That's what
Hold
I
on,
need to know.
I got a half star here. Holy shit, a half star. Okay. If this one's, and he actually gives us a reason. Rather wooden script. Okay, for the first 10 minutes, then the film deteriorates.
After they shave him.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens in the first 10
They
minutes.
thought it was Carl Urban for 2 minutes. They thought it was Tom
I didn't
Hardy.
find anything affinity with the characters. Affinity? I didn't find any affinity with the characters.
That means he had no affection for them. Like he didn't find any.
None whatsoever. You didn't feel bad for those girls. You didn't feel bad for Furiosa, or at least cheer along with
Sounds
her.
like he's a
Cold
psychopath.
personality.
Yeah, he sounds like he's
Nothing.
kind of just like, oh, fuck this movie.
Sociopath.
Okay, so now here, damn, there's a 1 star. Worst of the franchise, was Mad Max even in it?
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was there.
Just wasn't Mel Gibson.
He was he was there. He
Okay,
was
wow,
helping.
okay, so this guy gives it a half star. This is gonna be fucking hilarious. So he pronunciates horrendous. He doesn't say horrendous. Says horrendous, like horrendous, and then he even pronounces it in Spanish. Horrendous,
No.
horrendious, and then it
Wait.
says adjective. And then it says horrendous, extremely unpleasant, horrifying, or terrible. See also this movie.
Do you think he didn't like it?
Yeah, he said. See also this movie. That's fucking hilarious.
Is that all he had?
That's what he said. Look, that's what he said. He gave a definition of horrendous and then gave the explanation of.
Well, that's
this
not a
movie.
very good explanation.
Like,
though.
goddamn, dude,
Jeez.
like-
Give us a reason.
Well, it was kind of brutal, regardless. Like he
it's
actually.
brutal, but there's no reason. You said a lot for saying nothing.
Right, exactly. So here's a half star.
Let's keep you guessing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
A pointless movie, lots of car wrecks and blood, and failed attempts at artistry. What the fuck ever, dude? This movie was full of art.
These are the same people that, like, think a jar of mayonnaise stapled to a
Right.
poster board as art.
It's art, yeah.
Basic jar of mayonnaise.
What do
just
you
sitting in front of
What do
me.
you think it
Yeah.
means?
What do you think it
Miracle
means?
Whip.
Yeah.
No, whip.
Why you put so much emphasis on the H?
It says a lot about the artist and his pronunciation. This movie, all right, here's a half star. This movie was not as advertised. No real character development, bad special effects. Okay.
Question. I don't remember seeing character development in the trailer. I just remember seeing a lot of
Yeah, like what it.
chase scenes or, car
Yeah.
scenes.
I would say there's some pretty good character development here, especially with
Question.
Furiosa.
What car was the best?
Oh, the War Rig. Well, I don't know. The
not
guy
the
with
War
the
Rig.
guitar was pretty awesome.
No, I'm gonna go with
Well, I don't know. The main bad guy, his car was
his
pretty
car was pretty
badass
sweet,
too.
but I don't know, dude. Like
Fuck,
I
I
like
don't know.
to keep it simple, man. I think that the one that Nicholas Holt's character was driving at first, it was like the old 1950s
Yeah.
type style car. That car was pretty sweet.
Yeah, but I think that the thing is like in that kind of scenario, you need, especially if you're going to be doing like long hauls, you need some room. You need some
I
hiding
understand,
spots.
but
You need
I'm just
some-
looking at it like overall badassness.
Oh no, I
It's
just
pretty
like
sweet.
the ones with the big old spikes all over them.
Oh yeah, those, those hedgehog cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are awesome.
Nobody's running out in front of that. bitch.
Nope.
So anyway, this guy says this movie was not as advertised, no real character development, bad special effects, and a huge bait and switch. People wanted a Mad Max movie, not a he said Charlie Theron action movie. I can't believe this shit has such a high score on this site. Well, I can because it's Rotten Tomatoes. So, but all right, I'll read one more. This is a half star. Movie had absolutely no plot at all. Script was horrible, and the acting was very bad. I disagree with that. I had no idea how there are this many good ratings for such a horrible movie.
Yeah, well, that's
You
just
guys
like your
see,
opinion,
okay,
man.
yeah, like I understand everybody's got their opinions, but whenever it comes to like, whenever you say shit like bad acting and horrible plot, why, how?
Back it up. Like, I can tell you, I hate the movie version of The Shining, but I can also give you
Reasons why.
lots of good
Yeah.
reasons why.
Right.
And
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
just bad acting,
Right.
bad story,
Yeah.
bad. I can give you concrete reasons why I don't like it.
Right.
And they may be my reasons, but they're reasons, not just
And
opinions.
to hate a movie that much, like give it a half star, like all because of their act. Like I just watched Terrifier,
Yeah.
and there is no good acting in that movie
No.
other than from Art the Clown. But like the movie, and it's low budget as shit,
hmm
but it was still fucking awesome.
That's part of the charm,
Yeah,
though.
it is kind of part of the charm.
It plays on those
It's got a lot of Halloween tropes.
It
those
plays
tropes.
on that that era of film from the late
Dude,
70s,
Yeah,
early
that
80s.
part where like he realizes he's about to get fucked up, and he just pulls out that gun.
Yeah,
Like that's not something you expect.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting that shit, and everybody, and people probably hated it. Like, oh, he pulled out a gun. No, that's the point, man.
Yeah,
That is
that's
the point.
exactly
It's
the point.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
because you did not see that shit coming.
Oh yeah, you
Because
can't.
normally
You can't.
slashers don't use guns.
Yeah, you can't hate it there, but like it when Indiana Jones did it.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, your hero's allowed to do it, but not your fucking.
Yeah, you
Which
can't,
don't get me
can't
wrong.
have it both ways.
It's not a scary movie if the guy's carrying a gun around. You know, it's. But then,
But at the end, it is. It's pretty funny.
yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Which I still want to dress up my girls as twins and put them in a hallway for Jeremiah.
That would be great.
That'd be
Oh,
funny.
now he's gonna listen to this. You just gave away your whole thing.
Yeah, he knows I plan on doing it at some point. Just don't know when.
Fair enough. Jeremiah can't.
I'll
That
have him standing.
that whole
have
thing
him
in The Shining, you know, where
stick
you
with the
kind of
twins.
play with us, Stanny.
I'll have him standing at the top of the staircase to the basement.
He just loses shit.
Come play with us, Uncle Jeremiah.
He'd punt something at him. Really, he would.
All
Oh, no,
right.
He loves Penny. I don't know if you.
So, Karen, you must get into this trivia.
Oh yeah,
I think you got a lot of it.
I got a lot. My hand almost fell off. Over 80% of the effects are practical, which kind of surprised me. Like, not that they looked CGI, but so many things nowadays are heavy CGI. That just, I don't know, it just surprised me. CGI was used, but sparingly, mostly like for like Furiosa's arm.
Yeah. Probably for that sandstorm. I would assume.
Yeah,
Because I don't think they were filming during the
They were
sandstorm.
they were throwing the sand at them. Actually, no, like
throwing people in circles.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the sandstorm.
We're the biggest fan known to man.
Yeah.
But
The greenery that they had like at the top of those
yeah.
those were all there, that kind of stuff.
That was actually there?
which I thought the sandstorm was.
No,
pretty-
like they put
That was CG.
yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
I like the sandstorm. It kind of made you think of hell for a second.
I thought it was a
that
good scene. I thought it was like, it was something that was, it didn't overdo it
hmm
too much. Like it wasn't too long
It was there long enough
to be
for
cool.
for it to be
awesome.
yeah.
But then it so whenever it finally ended, you're like, okay, that wasn't too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I thought it made like a good representation of what hell would look like. You know what I mean?
Because
Yeah.
technically, you
I
can
mean-
call it hell.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking
Tornadoes
amazing.
in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's all red and
Lightning
shit, even though it was
tornado.
like,
There were also
sand.
lightning and shit in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
so,
it was lightning
Yeah.
tornadoes and stuff.
That's
like
what kind of struck me. It was like it was red in there, but it's sand.
Yeah.
So like you'd think it would just be kind of like tannish, but it was red.
Yeah,
Like,
that,
that was neat.
kind of like one of the visual things that I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Margaret Sixel was the editor, but she is director George Miller's wife, and she asked him why he wanted her to take on this project, And he said because if a guy does it, it will look like every other action movie. And she got an Academy Award for Best Editing. So there's that.
Okay.
There were 470
so,
hours.
So you're telling me that, like horror movies, we got comedians doing horror movies. We just need women to do action movies.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was a neat thing for him to do. You know,
Because it's something outside the box. Like,
Mhm.
listen, guys know what other guys want, but I want to.
Give them.
I want to throw them a curveball, kind of. You know,
I want you to do this to
revert
see like
their
what.
expectations, kind of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, like it makes sense.
Yeah,
I get where he's going.
she had 470 hours of footage to edit, and it took her 3 months to go through it all.
Yeah.
So, the flame shooting guitarist is an Australian musician known as Iota. The guitar, he said, weighed 132 pounds, and
Damn.
yeah,
That's why it was strapped
No
up.
Yeah.
shit. That's why it was strapped.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
it shot real gas-powered flames.
I was wondering because it looked awesome.
yeah.
That did look awesome.
And he controlled it through the whammy bar.
Oh,
of
really?
The flames, yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be no.
Yeah.
He did love that guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He gave him all the power.
Yeah.
Like,
I would've just
It
took
wasn't
that
something
guitar
that they
off.
controlled.
Yeah.
He did that.
wonder
Whenever
who's
he
got
wanted-
that. Wonder who has that
Somebody
guitar right
does.
now.
Oh, I don't know.
I bet George Miller himself.
Oh.
has
he
it.
just sits in his basement.
No,
with
he's probably got it in a fucking glass case,
Yeah.
like on display in his house.
Hooked up to gas.
Dude, I want to know where that fucking guitar is.
Sprays up.
Yeah. He lights his fires with it.
Hold
You
on,
guys wanna
honey.
see
I
this?
got it. The older actresses playing the I don't know how you say it.
Sprays his
The
driveway.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
You walk outside.
Hey,
he's
Bob!
got the guitar. Hey, Bob! He's out there with his fucking guitar,
waving,
just
going
like,
down.
the older actresses that were playing the Vuvellini, they never told them what they were called, really, but that's what they were called. That's the ladies that they found at like the green
Yeah,
place.
Yeah.
They did their own stunts, and that includes 78-year-old Melissa Jaffer, which was the seed lady.
I mean, she didn't have a lot going on.
No, but for 78 years old, the things she did do,
Right,
I mean, holy shit,
right.
you know? George Miller had two stipulations when it came to the look of the film. One, the cinematography would have to be as colorful as possible in order to differentiate the film from other post-apocalyptic movies. And two, the art director would have to be as beautiful as possible, the art direction. Miller believed that people living in a post-apocalyptic world would try to find whatever scraps of beauty they could find in that environment. The jacket worn by Tom Hardy was a replica of the one worn by Mel Gibson in the last two movies of the
I was
original
wondering because he
trilogy.
made a very big point about saying, that's my jacket.
Yeah. The original was found in storage, but it was in kind of bad shape, so they had to copy it and replicate it.
Gotcha.
According to Rosie Huntington Whitley, this is hilarious. Whenever she or any of the other wives' clothing would slip, Tom Hardy would not tell them directly, but would instead act out a cartoonish, eye-popping action to let them know. So, like, they had, like, a boob malfunction or whatever, he'd just go, and, then they would...
It's kind of funny, but
It is-
also kind of sweet of him, too. You know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
No, like, he should...
he's letting them know.
I
like,
know, but it
without
just,
letting everybody else know.
No, it kind of shows off his immaturity, like...
That's true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he
Like,
still wasn't
he's
like-
doing, like, that ooga look, you know
Yeah,
what I
he was also
mean?
I think he was trying to do it in a subtle way, like, hey.
I mean, I guess, but...
I don't think
I
it was
don't
him
think
trying to be
I don't
perverted.
think he was doing it to be sweet. Charlize Theron broke Tom Hardy's nose when she accidentally elbowed him. This, yeah.
Accidentally,
This
You're
was
fucking
this.
late piece
I
of
can
shit.
kind of believe, this was on accident because it was when she was wearing like the green cast,
Yeah.
and it was like she was, wearing it and kind of moving around and elbowed him on accident, or
Right.
they say on accident anyway. We'll say. As of 2015, Tom Hardy is still signed on for 3 more Mad Max films.
Jesus. Wonder when them contracts
Man.
expire.
I don't know. To prepare themselves to go into battle, ready to sacrifice their lives for Mort and Joe, the War Boys spray their lips and teeth with a silver substance, very much like spray paint. Both the boys and Joe talk about this like a religious ritual, saying it will allow them to enter Valhalla shiny and chrome. In an interview, Hugh Keys Byrne, who played Immortan Joe, said this practice, which the boys think is purely a ritual, is actually inhaling a very euphoric drug that keeps the boys high and suicidally devoted to Joe. Another clue to this is that in Australia, chrome or chroming are terms for inhalant use. Oh, that was neat.
Well, it's funny because he also says the same thing about the girls. He says, so shiny, so chrome. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing to say, something about something so clean and so perfect and precious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you look at chrome and you're like, no scratches, no blemishes.
Right.
It's like looking in a mirror, kind of, you know.
Right.
It's so shiny and chrome.
Right.
You know?
I just thought it was kind of neat because that never entered my mind that the silver, whatever the silver stuff is, would have something like to drug them.
Right.
You know, that never entered my mind. But then, like, when he was talking about it in an interview, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's kind of a duh thing, I guess.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know. This is the second film where Hugh Keys Byrne has played the villain. The first was as Toe Cutter in Mad Max in 1979. The vehicle driven by Immortan Joe, the Giga Horse, was fully functional. It was designed and constructed entirely from scratch for the film. The design was of stacked Coupe de Villes and was intended to symbolize the power and status that Joe wields. It was powered by dual supercharged Chevy 502 V8 engines that were linked together with a custom gearbox that fed into an Allison transmission. With this configuration, the Giga Horse produced over 1,200 horsepower and could reach 75 miles per hour. It could be heard for miles when it was being driven. That's pretty fucking amazing.
Right.
This is the first of the Mad Max movies to be nominated for an Academy Award, and it won 6. Video editing, costume design, makeup and hair, sound mixing, sound editing, and production design. The little girl whose voice Max hears and sees in the hallucinations is called Glory. In the backstory, Max was saved by a mysterious woman when his rebuilt interceptor was stolen from Russian bandits called the Buzzards, who left Max to die. Max agrees to help her rescue Glory from the Sunken City, which is the Buzzards' hiding place. Max found and rescued Glory and took her back to her mother. But tragedy strikes when the pursuing buzzards run over Glory and her mother, and Max had to bury them. So that's the backstory, which, again, is kind of like you put this girl out in front of us to see all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of weird,
But
like
you
where,
don't tell us what happened.
Yeah, is this in a comic book, or is it like, it's just a backstory that
Yeah.
you made up? And
It's just a backstory that he had for this girl that we never knew about.
Right.
And I asked him, I said, who's this girl? Like, where's she come from? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean don't know?
I didn't really understand it either, or I don't know.
Yeah, again, that just goes,
Yeah.
that's part of my issue.
Now, if they had come out with a comic book or something that was canon to the movie,
Sure.
that would make more sense.
No, put it in the movie.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Put it in the movie.
Put it in the movie. 150 cars were built for the film, only 15 survived.
That's amazing. Only 15 survived.
All of the
I
vehicles
want to buy one now.
Yeah. All of the vehicles depicted in the film were fully functional. Riley Q, which was the redheaded bride, is the daughter of Lisa Marie Presley.
Which one is it? The redheaded one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The film was originally to be shot in the same location as Road Warrior, but during production it rained for the first time in years, changing the desert climate completely into green, which obviously doesn't work.
Right.
So production was then moved to Namibia. They had to lease a freighter costing $2 million that was large enough to ship all of the pre-made vehicles from Australia to Namibia. I don't know how you say that.
Is it?
Namibia? It's in Africa.
Namibia?
Yeah, it's
Namibia?
Namibia.
Namibia.
For safety reasons.
Libya.
Yeah.
The labia.
It's a girl place.
It's a girl place.
For safety reasons and to prevent damage, they had to be stored in shipping containers. But some, like the war rigs, there was 3, were so large that the shipping company didn't have large enough containers, and special ones had to be built. This is the highest grossing Mad Max movie, $375 million. However, because it was so expensive to make, they lost $40 million. Some of the descriptions for Immortan Joe by film news writers, this cracked me up. A fairly classic version of a Miller creation with a skull fetish that would make even a teen goth envious.
What the fuck?
A warlord sporting a nauseating headpiece and an equally nauseating dad bod.
Oh my god.
Although technically a reboot, Miller had originally intended for Fury Road to be a direct sequel to Beyond Thunderdome, with Mel Gibson returning. However, it has been confirmed that Fury Road is still the original timeline and that Tom Hardy is still the same Max, and that this takes place after Thunderdome. Most of the dialogue had to be dubbed post-production due to the background noise from wind and car engines, which kind of surprised me. It didn't seem dubbed.
What, all the winning?
No, all
Because of it?
yeah, all the voice, like all of them talking,
Yeah.
it's all dubbed. Which it didn't seem dubbed
Yeah,
at all.
it really didn't. Especially with Charlize Theron. Like,
I wrote that down because it
I
surprised
can
me
see
so
it maybe
much.
a little bit with Mad Max, like, because whenever he does talk, he talks very low.
Mhm.
But even then, like, yeah, I can't see it.
I wrote it
They
down
did a
because
really
it
good
surprised
job,
me so
yeah.
much.
Yeah, it really did a really good job.
Mel Gibson was discounted to play Max for, this is obvious, but for his sexist and racial controversies, and additionally, additional run-ins with police. But additionally, Miller still envisioned Max as a young man. Fans,
Yeah, I agree with that. Like,
yeah,
no, like
you don't want him to age, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
if you got a franchise and you want to continue that franchise, especially for like another 3 or 4 movies,
Yeah.
like, you don't bring in the original guy that did it 30 years ago.
right,
You know, you bring in a new guy to fill in that space because at this point, Mad Max is not Mel Gibson. He is a character.
right.
You know, he doesn't have to be he doesn't have to be played by one person. He's not like
It's like Batman.
he's not
Yeah,
Indiana
Batman
Jones.
doesn't age, so
Yeah.
you bring in a new
He's not.
Batman.
Yeah, he's not Indiana Jones. Like, that's Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yep.
But like, Mad Max can be played by, I believe, anybody, because for one, the franchise is so old, and they waited close to 30. Well, maybe not quite 30 years, but almost 30 years to make a sequel.
Sure.
You know, a 4th movie. So I'm okay with, like, you know, fill that, like,
If you get the right actor to fill it in.
yeah, it's kind of like Bond. You know, you get a guy to play it for so many movies, and
Yeah.
you know, once he ages a little bit or he doesn't want to do it anymore, move on and get somebody else to do it.
Right.
It'd be one thing if they did like a future, like a into the future, what Mad Max ends up. You know, they finally get to a green place. You know what I mean? You
Right.
actually see the older version of Mad
Then,
Max.
yeah.
And then you bring Mel.
Yeah, you bring Mel Gibson back as like a cameo
The
to play
older
the
version.
older version
Sure.
of Mad Max. That'd be
Sure.
cool.
Get
That's a
behind
good.
that.
There you go. See, put Eric in there. He'll write a fucking story for you. Fuck, dude.
And he'll give him a back fucking
And
story.
he'll give him a fucking backstory.
That's just right there. There's the plot. There you go.
He came up with that one off the top of his head.
Off the top of his head, he's smarter than you, bitch. Sorry, he's not smarter than you.
No.
We're dumb here.
Yeah, I'm
We love you all.
fans of Warhammer note that Immortan Joe and his War Boys bear
Mhm.
striking similarities to the Orc War Board Bard in the game.
Yeah.
Specifically, specifically the way the soldiers fight in a devil may care fashion, and the way the vehicles have a DIY scrapyard aesthetic.
Hold on, I want to stop you because the part where they're dressing the main guy, Joe or whatever,
Yeah,
and they put that emblem on his belt, and like they're all suiting up. That reminded. The first thing I thought was like, man, this gives me like Warhammer vibes.
Yeah.
Like no other. Especially whenever he put that symbol on his belt.
mm,
I was like, that's something that you would see. That sort of like extra piece on him, like
Yeah.
reminds me of something from Warhammer.
yeah.
So
So the first Mad Max, that's the one where he takes like those that women or whatever, women and children, and get them on that plane. They fly away to the place they were supposed to go to. Is that the first one or the Thunder?
Thunderdome takes place. The first one takes place. He's a cop in the first
Yeah.
one, and because it starts out before all the bad shit happened, and he's got a wife and kid. He lives in a nice home, and all that. But like, to be honest with you, man, I can't fucking remember.
He was a pilot. I remember that he was a pilot.
No, he wasn't a pilot. He was a cop.
Okay, so I'm thinking of that.
I have no idea.
I have to look this up. Continue.
But specifically, they talk about how I guess that these guys in Warhammer, the vehicles only work when they're in control of
Yeah.
their vehicle.
Yeah.
except for Max and Nux, all of the male characters in the movie are villains, while all female characters are good. Which, looking back, I'm like, duh, but I didn't put that together when I was watching it.
Right.
I guess it was kind of weird to me. The portion of the tattoo that you can read, because I was trying to, but I couldn't because they wouldn't.
Yeah. They're putting his blood type and shit like that on it.
Day 12,045. Height 10 hands. 180 pounds. No name. No lumps. No bumps. Full life clear. 2 good eyes. No busted limbs. Piss okay. Genitals intact. Multiple scars. Heals fast. O negative. High octane. Universal donor. Lone road warrior rundown on the powder. Lakes V8. No gasoline. No supplies. Isolate.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Isolate.
That's the
Psychotic.
third one.
Keep muzzled.
Keep muzzled.
Mhm.
He bites.
He bites. And last one, the scene where Nux flips the war rig to block the pass was filmed. Was filmed entirely with practical effects. The stunt driver Lee Adamson was behind the wheel as the rig was hydraulically launched full speed onto its side, and it was filmed flawlessly on the first and only take. And the body count was 110. That's it. I just thought that was neat.
All right. Well, there's your trivia for the week. Let's jump right into it. Man, Zach came out and just started cranking that fucking country, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, Mad Max
Except I can't
Beyond.
hear it.
I hope not to.
Mad Max
I don't
Beyond.
even want to hear it. I
I know.
fucking hate country.
I know.
Yeah, Beyond Thunderdome. Now, if they would have took that, you know how at the end of the movie they all fly away to that the place they were trying to get to, right?
Right.
So you take
What
that.
the fuck are you doing, Karen?
I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm sorry.
Now,
I brought you a couch up.
you remember how I was
Yeah,
talking
well, I
about,
have to sit like all the way up here.
talk about the future Mad Max coming back? Like, this is where he comes back and meets all of them again.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's where I was going with it.
Oh. All right. See here, who's? Hold on a minute.
Bless you.
Gotta be louder.
All
Man,
right.
sneeze, damn it.
So next week is Karen's pick.
It is.
Karen,
Yeah.
let's do this. You ready for this?
Fuck no. I have no idea.
So are we doing it now? We're changing it up a little bit where we do the, you give us a genre and...
She kind of gave me a hint in the car.
Well, I gave
The
you
fuck,
both.
Karen?
I already gave you both that hint.
What is it?
It's on
I don't
Shudder.
know.
That it's on Shudder.
That's all. I mean, that's all I got.
It's on Shudder.
Yeah, I decided to
You're going with a horror movie?
it's
That's fine.
yeah, it's
That makes me happy.
it's a comedy horror.
Oh, fuck. You kind of like won't go to the dead?
Listen, I will kick you in the shin right fucking now.
It's going to
It's you like Terrifier, so I think you're gonna like this. But if you don't,
so
then
it's something.
it has
within
a
this
sequel.
Terrifier. It has a sequel.
Is someone knocking on the door?
I don't know.
Just go look real quick. It's Art the Clown.
no.
I see nobody.
Okay.
There's nobody there.
Nobody there.
False alarm.
False alarm.
You saw it, didn't
I did. I was looked, but I didn't see it. I
Okay.
promise.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
He's
I
cheated.
looked and I was
He's
like,
cheated.
I was looking without realizing that it was on there, so I didn't read it.
I brought it up so I had the synopsis ready.
So if he starts asking questions and they're dead on, he's
Yeah,
seen it.
then it's an issue.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
But I feel bad because Eric doesn't have Shudder, so he has like no clue what.
I have
With
no
anything that's
idea.
on
Like
there.
nothing.
But
I,
it's a
honestly,
comedy.
I don't look at Shudder that much
Is
either.
it an older movie?
No, it's
fairly
it's
new?
one of their newer ones.
See, I haven't been keeping up with horror movies recently, so I'm
It's
a shot in the dark.
It's
right now.
one that I kept hearing about, and I kept hearing that it was so good. So it's been on my list for a while.
Is it a
It was made in
poltergeist
2020.
movie?
in
Is it-
2020?
Is it a ghost movie like Poltergeist, demonic
I
possession?
wonder if I've already seen it.
I don't think so.
Does it have a big name actor in it?
Sort of.
Okay. Male lead?
Yeah.
Female lead?
No.
Is it a small cast?
No.
Is it in a house?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Are there trees?
Yes.
Are there birds?
Yes.
Is there a monster?
Sometimes
Sometimes, so there is a monster then. But
they can hear the
Yeah,
music.
you're I'm watching it.
well, they got background music while we're doing this.
Right?
I know it's country, people. I'm sorry. but
Sorry.
It is what it is.
I'm not. I like it.
Eric's like, I like country music.
He
Fuck you
does.
guys.
Fuck you both. I'm going home.
I'm a metalhead through and through. Is it? Fuck. Is it? So it came out in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a comedy horror.
You're going to have to guess it because I'm.
Is it? Fuck. Country music's very distracting.
I'm sorry.
I'm jamming.
I don't know where you came from.
I came from Mom because she likes country, and you're the.
Oh,
you're-
that's true.
you
I
are-
am the
you are
odd
the
man
black
out.
sheep.
Don't feel bad. So am I.
That's true. I didn't even think about
I'm
that.
a fucking death metal head. Like all that.
I
shit.
like all music.
But like my
literally
mom,
listen
dude,
to
she
it.
listens to like Eminem and like Garth Brooks. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. Well, I don't know if she listens to Garth Brooks, but she loves Eminem. But she likes some.
Man, we're jamming
It's
now.
fucking jamming down there. Yeah, bitch. I feel like humping a horse or something.
I hope our listeners like it.
We'll try to hurry this up, people.
Fuck, I don't even know. Where are we? Questions. So it's comedy horror.
Mhm.
Is it supernatural horror?
Sometimes.
God damn, stop saying sometimes. They're yes or no questions, man.
I have no better answer
The
than that.
babysitter.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because there's a monster sometimes.
So there's a monster sometimes.
What kind of monster? Is it a
Wait.
squid monster?
Psycho Gorman.
No.
He's looking through Shudder.
I am literally,
You fucking cheater.
I am literally looking at 2020 horror comedy horror movies. I have no idea
That's
right
not-
now.
hold on.
Is that cheating?
Is that cheating?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or is that
We've never
just something?
done
Is
it.
that just something
Trying.
we never
Hold on,
came
I'm
up
gonna do
with?
this too. Because I feel like neither of us are gonna get this. I'm
I'm not.
I'm beating the game.
I'm not going to get it.
Why didn't we do that with Damnation Alley?
I don't know. I was like,
Bloody
Fuck.
hell.
No.
Oh, okay.
comedy horror.
Boys from County Hell.
No.
Scare me.
No.
It's not Slacks, is it?
No.
It's not Spree.
Hubie Halloween.
No.
No. Oh.
Spree was good though.
Yeah. Bloody Hell.
No.
I've seen that one. Vicious Fun.
No.
Lax me. Oh, fucking.
I've seen that one too.
No. No.
Fuck, I don't know, man. Like
Fried Berry.
No.
No.
Teddy.
No.
We're just going through these fucking movies.
Sky Sharks.
No.
Sky Sharks.
No.
I think I'd be like, Karen, you're off the show.
I
saw
can't
one-
pick B rated?
I saw one that just came out. It's called Fire NATO. I'm like, come
Tremors.
on.
Shriek Island.
No.
Shrieker Island.
Mm-mm.
I think we're going about this wrong.
Uncle
We need to look at
Peckerhead?
Shudder.
No.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
Uncle Peckerhead.
That's my next pick.
Yeah, we've already named it. Well, Scare Me?
Asylum?
Because I've seen that. That movie's awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Useless Humans.
Are we going to get this?
I don't think we are.
Do you wanna?
Is it
I
like
wanna
a
hit
Shudder original?
Yeah.
It is a Shudder original? That's
I'm
from
pretty
2020?
sure. Pretty sure. You want a hint?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a hint.
Shudder or
Anthology.
Shudder?
It's a what?
It's an anthology movie.
Is it VHS?
No.
It's an anthology? All Hallows Eve?
No.
Fuck.
Comedy of terror.
An anthology movie, huh?
Scare package.
Correct.
Ah.
Scare Package?
Yeah.
Let me see the cover art.
Uh,
Is it on there?
there's like this. I literally put in comedy horror 2020 Shudder anthology.
Okay, I've seen that cover before. Okay, all right. So we're doing a horror movie next week, people.
I
Scare
cheated.
Package.
I don't know if that's cheating. We
It's
never
not-
really
it's
discussed
not.
that whether that's
Yeah, I
cheating
mean,
or not.
well, you told us what it was on, so it was easy, and y'all, yeah.
Then you still didn't
I
get
found a
it.
loophole.
He did. He found
He
a
did. He
loophole.
found a fucking loophole to the game. Like you never said that. Hey, you can't use electronics.
Yeah, we
So-
never did.
Maybe we'll discuss.
We
that.
never talked about like you can't use a calculator.
Yeah. All right. So next week we are going to be watching Scare Package. It's on Shudder. It's from 2020. Karen is going to give us a send out.
Chad, the owner of Rad Chad's Horror Emporium, recounts a series of bone-chilling, blood-spattered tales to illustrate the rules of the horror genre to his newest employee.
Okay.
What's
So
that? I didn't catch that.
so this is a horror comedy from 2020,
Mhm.
and it's an anthology.
Correct.
That'd be interesting. I can't really think of any other horror comedy anthologies. No, I can't think of any. So yeah, all right. Scare Package next week, people. So from there, you remember, get on our fucking Facebook, and I don't know what's going on with it. Why you can't share anything to our Facebook or anything like that, because we've had people try and it's not working.
If you send me the password, I can look at it. I think
I can't remember the password. That's the thing.
I know Alex did
So-
like tagging.
I tried to tag and it
two
didn't.
things.
It won't let me. I had Crystal do it too, and it won't work, and it's dumb. I don't know what's going on with it. So
Huh.
I'm gonna get on there and try to tinker with it some more. I was doing it off my phone. Maybe I need to get on my computer and do it. So, and I forgot what the password is for the stupid page, and it won't let me change the password. It says so. I'll click like change password. It says that it's required that I put in the old password. I'm like, I don't. That's the point. I don't know what the old password is.
And then,
fuckhole.
and then when you try to change the password, it's going to tell you it can't be the old password.
Exactly. So I don't know, but I have everything turned on to where it's supposed to be able to share and all that.
Yeah, I
stuff.
know.
I mean,
So-
Alex tagged us.
But I don't know. So we'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
But either way, you still can message me, or us. I mean, on Facebook to the page, and also we still have our Twitter account. We don't use it too much.
I've been trying to.
Karen,
I've been getting like some hits recently.
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, and also you guys can also comment on our videos now. So on YouTube,
Mhm.
you can get on the videos and comment on those and things like that. So do that, and man, I'm telling you, like Alita Battle Angel has like almost 500 views.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
I wonder if there's just one guy out there that just
Just has it on replay.
Yeah, just like-
No, because it's a 2-hour thing. So you get on and it's getting like 30 views a day and shit.
Oh man.
Like, so I'm like, there's no way that it's just one person unless he's got it playing on multiple devices.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe somebody out there that's like super obsessed with us.
Just your voice.
We have like one mega
One person
fan
I was
out
like
there.
just a mega fan. But yeah, check out our YouTube because like I said, it won't be up like right away, but it will be up. It doesn't go up as quick as the podcast, but it does. I do get it up fairly fast. And then eventually we will be getting into recording video also for the YouTube so that you can see our beautiful faces, which I don't know. That was what I was trying to get away from with trying to do this. But it seems like YouTube is the way to go in a lot of cases.
I think people are more visually stimulated than they are audio.
Yeah,
stimulated.
see, now that's the thing is like podcasts aren't as easily accessed, I guess you could say, because
Most of them you have to pay.
you have to pay for them or you have to pay for Spotify or whatever. Whereas with YouTube, you can just hop on there and listen to it or watch it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to accommodate everybody here.
Yeah.
It just takes time, you know. I do all the editing and stuff and all that. So and I work also. So it's not that simple. I'm working on it though. We're getting there. And we're getting things set up here to be able to give you guys that media. So
I'm wearing
just
a mask though.
you're wearing a mask. We should all wear a mask.
Wear the Megan mask.
Megan mask.
We should all wear anonymous masks.
Yeah, I'll wear the art
Dead
the
presidents.
clown mask.
Oh yeah. Oh, we should just find our favorite movie and wear a mask from it.
Yeah, just
I
or
got-
just
I got
wear a
Jason
mask
mask.
from every movie that we review.
No.
I could have Penny come up here with my Jason mask. Just walking around.
No, just some kid sitting in the background, like with a mask on, drinking a fucking juice box.
She likes to hit though, so watch it.
She likes to hit. God damn it, Eric, get your kid.
She will. She'll stand on your back, just back.
Smack the fuck out of you.
She says boop too.
Boop, 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 boop. So, all right. So next week is what's the name of the movie?
Scare Package.
Scare Package. Scare
What?
Package next week. And so Eric, since you're new, man, sign us out.
Well, bye.
That was a very Matt thing to do.
It was.
Well, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.